We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the first episode of the WarWolf Podcast of the new year. Happy New Year to all. Happy 2026. And let us hope the leering continues to end throughout this whole year. Anyways.
I honestly don't think that was a spelling mistake. I think that really was a leering center.
Probably. Wouldn't put it past them. Anyways, we were talking about helicopters.
Yeah, so we're just talking about the different assets that were used in the operation down in Venezuela, and it's hilarious because the topic of this episode is death to all fanboys, because the fanboys are out in fucking droves right now.
Oh,
and it's like, what'd you say?
It's a show and a half.
Oh, dude, it's fucking hilarious. And what we've now identified, going into the, having had this op on January 3rd, which for those who don't know, that was the same day back in, what was it, 90, 91, 92, something like that, when we arrested General Noriega down in, what was that, Panama or Guatemala? Which one was that?
Panama.
Panama. Okay.
Panama.
I couldn't remember if we picked up in Panama or Guatemala.
That was
Panama,
the one. That was the one where they drowned him out with speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, do you know what they were playing on that song?
No.
Or what they were playing on those speakers?
No.
But if I remember correctly, I think it was the Spice Girls.
Oh.
That was one of them they were playing, yes.
Damn, that's kind of harsh.
That,
subjecting someone to non-stop Spice Girls, I mean, wouldn't that be considered a war crime?
It's psychological. It's psychological warfare. So,
if it was only Ginger and Posh, yes, but Sports Spice was actually kind of hot.
Fair enough.
You know what'd be so funny? Is if Pomp existed back then, and they started blasting that and K-pop at him.
Oh god.
God.
Oh god, just blasting K-pop out of the helicopters, that'd have been great. But so what you end up having is that we have this operation open up the year, and a fantastic start to the year, to be frank. Like there wasn't anything that went wrong, like quite literally, to the point where we've got video of. We got video proof proving that, yes, in fact, several books had been destroyed. Which, for those who don't know, books, the book M3, it's a Russian-made anti-aircraft system. They had been knocked out by Mavericks. I have not seen any evidence of S-300s being destroyed, but I know they were suppressed by very heavy ECM coming from our growlers overhead. And then, the unfortunate bastard that decided to try to fire an Igla and then all of a sudden got turned into pink mist by a fucking killer egg. That's fucking fantastic. So, frankly speaking, a textbook operation, especially given the fact that we didn't suffer a single fucking loss. We didn't suffer a single fucking casualty at all. And we didn't even lose a fucking plane. Like there were no aircraft downed as part of this operation.
There was one aircraft. There was one helicopter that was dinged up, but that's it.
Oh, it got dinged up. What? Did they actually hit a power line or something?
They actually were able to put some holes in one of the helicopters.
Do we know which type of helicopter it was that got damaged?
Not to my knowledge. Although it was probably as they were leaving. But other than that, don't know.
Well, let's just say that the raid to capture Maduro went a hell of a lot better than our raid to capture Bin Laden.
Actually, that is true. I didn't think of that, but that actually is true. It did, didn't it?
Was
Now,
anyone
I
lost
would
during
like
the
to-
Bin Laden raid?
No, we didn't lose any. We didn't lose any body, but we did lose a helicopter.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a Shadowhawk end up getting fucked up.
Well, the kicker with that actually wasn't enemy action. That was a That was a part that went bad.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
And just what we
Yeah,
were on the
Rotor
topic...
part of the tail boom went bad.
What we were on
And
the
it-
to- Oh, go for it.
The tail blade.
What we were on the topic of helicopters, what is the Shadowhawk? And how does that compare to, say, the Apache and the Killer Egg?
So the Shadowhawk was an attempt to take the Blackhawk platform and basically turn it into a stealth helicopter. The program didn't really go anywhere, but they had, I believe total they had like 15 to 20 of them, and so they have used them. You know, they have been deployed because it's effectively just a really streamlined, advanced Blackhawk. The guidance system on it is actually really fucking good per what I've heard. Like the land navigation guidance system. So being able to fly very close, nape of the earth, being able to, maneuver in the dark and whatnot, that's kind of what it was built to be. It was supposed to be the official helicopter of the Night Stalkers eventually. And for those who don't know, the Night Stalkers, the 160th Aviation Regiment, they specialize in nighttime operations, which is why they, were the ones that flew the op to go capture Maduro. So, but yeah, we did lose a Stealth Hawk on that mission. So,
Yeah.
or not on the Maduro mission, on the Bin Laden mission.
Yeah, a really simple way of thinking of it is it was supposed to be a stealthy Blackhawk, which would have gone well with a couple other programs that died on the vine. And,
Comanche and...
Yeah, the Comanche and a couple others. There's no good way to stealth a helicopter. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But what they were able to do is increase its range slightly, get it a little faster. They really teched up the electronics, and they got it a lot quieter. Like,
quieter.
Yeah,
no. The Stealth Hawk, where was this? Somebody posted a video recording one taking off out in like Utah or Nevada or something like that. They did record a video of it, and it you could definitely tell the difference between listening to that versus a Blackhawk. Like a Blackhawk is much, much louder. Like they definitely reduced the sound signature quite a bit.
That's good. And what sort of combat role does the Blackhawk fall under as compared to those other helicopters?
Man transport.
Oh.
It's a meat carrier.
It's just a
Yeah,
transport.
yes and no. So it's a medium transport helicopter by its default settings. However, there are variants of it, like for example the Blackhawk DAP, which have been converted to combat roles, which I would suspect because Delta does like the DAP quite a bit, and the 160th does fly DAPs. I would suspect that some DAPs were there, and then of course they've got their door gunners, which those miniguns, they're quite effective, as shown when the Killer Egg looked at a dude firing an Igla and said, "Hi, bitch."
Yeah, when you're thinking of a DAP, imagine a Blackhawk, and above the sliding doors, you've got two stubby wings that come down at an angle, and you got fuel tanks, and you got missile rocket pods and things like that.
Yeah,
I see.
It's what they did to the Huey and turned it into a gunship. It's just a Blackhawk that's been heavily armed.
What you mean to say is what they did to the Huey, turning it into the Venom.
No, the Venom was the prototype for the oh God.
No, what I'm saying is the Venom was was effectively just a Huey that they took, upgunned the motherfucking shit out of it, and then said, "Here, Marines, have fun."
That was.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You're half right. I'm not going to say you're wrong. You're half right. Because originally it was a bunch of Marines just bolting shit on, and taking an oil pen and putting a marker on the windscreen.
I know.
And then they got tricksy with it, which is kind of where you end up with the venom, which really wasn't a thing, but which was never a true name. It was just what people ended up calling it.
Oh, it's just like the 1919 Stinger. It's the same thing.
Say that again?
It's just like the 1919 Stinger. It wasn't an official adopted weapon, but the Marines said, "Here, we want to have fun."
Yes.
You know, it's the same shit. They do the Marines do it all the fucking time. They come up with cool little shit, and then the military goes back and they're like, "Well, fuck, this was actually a really cool idea. Let's figure out how to do this." And then, in the case of the Stinger, Stinger didn't survive World War II, but guess what came out of World War II? Oh, that's right, the M60.
Mm-hmm.
What you end up having with the Huey is that, the Marines are still rolling the Hueys, but they need to fucking, they need something that can actually strike out at the enemy. Well, then eventually they start bolting shit together, and then the military is like, well, shit, that's a good idea. And then they, eventually it becomes, I don't remember what the official designation of it is, but it's the Venom. But that's the point, though, is that at the end of the fucking day, the Marines are just like that.
Which they found out, hey, this works almost really well, except it's just too slow to keep up with the Hueys. So let's go back to the drawing board, rip out the transmission and rotors off of the Huey, and now you have the Cobra. And just slick-sided.
No, the Cobra is literally like at a core frame, it is a Huey.
The Cobra is a Huey that got stuck in that had somebody take a razor blade to either side of it.
But what you end up having is that just to bring up the first point that good old Stanislav wanted to fucking try to say, everybody saw the fleet of helicopters going in. They saw the effectiveness of the operation. They saw, we saw the fucking videos, dude. Like this wasn't a case of, Black Hawk fucking down Mogadishu, where, you have not enough assets on scene to actually assist. You're having a lot of communication issues because you're trying to fucking, move through a massive fucking city in order to do shit. Like, frankly speaking, the fact that they wanted to try to extract via ground convoy was a big fucking problem with that whole operation. This wasn't that.
With Mogadishu, yes. This was not. Yeah. This was not.
This was not even fucking close. And the effect on target was, relatively minimalistic compared to what happened in Mogadishu, because we actually extracted via helicopter. Which, oh, by the way, what didn't they bring to extract prisoners in Mogadishu? Oh, that's right, they didn't bring Chinooks.
Yeah.
If they had brought Chinooks, they would have been able to fucking extract prisoners via the air and would have just been able to get the fuck out of Dodge. So at the end of the fucking day, Stanislav being like, oh, special forces don't use Chinooks. Yeah, bullshit. They do. They've done it plenty of times. Actually, you're doing a disservice to Navy SEALs, which I dog on Navy SEALs all the fucking time, but you're doing a disservice to Navy SEALs that have used fucking Chinooks to great fucking effect to actually maneuver their forces many fucking times. So go fuck yourself, bud.
Yeah, they've been running around with those things since they were invented.
Yeah, well, and it's because it's faster and can carry more shit. And by the way, what's better when you're operating as a special forces team? Do you want to fly in multiple helicopters to get the entire platoon into Thedir, or fly in a single helicopter to fucking drop the entire platoon at once and potentially have some light vehicles in the back that you can roll out as well?
Yep.
Yeah. The option is pretty fucking clear. But hey, Stanislav, he's an armor guy. He knows a lot about tanks, and that's about all he's good for.
You want to know what kind of armor guy he is? He's the one that would go onto War Thunder and start posting. Yeah, he's an armor guy, sure.
He was a tank officer in the U.S. Army. He was.
Yes, I am aware.
It's just a case of clearly he doesn't fucking understand how fucking air assault works, or else he would fucking actually fucking shut the fuck up.
But yeah, we got kind of sidetracked. You were also asking, what's the difference between the three helicopters we were talking about that we know were involved down there?
Yeah.
Which is the UH-60 Little Bird. Then you've got the Chinooks. I'm drawing a blank on the designate on that. And then you've got a mix of Blackhawks and Stealthhawks. Little Birds are light attack. It's Gatling guns. It's the string guns and rocket pods. Then you've got the UH-60 Blackhawk Stealthhawk, which is, generally speaking, either unarmed or it's got door gunners and it's a man mover. I want to say 12 people is what it's normally rated for, but I could be wrong on that.
I'm pretty sure it's 12.
Yeah, and then you've got it's weird. And then you've got the Chinook, which I think that's a combination of cargo and a man mover, and I want to say that's 30 people.
I think it's like 32 or 42, one of the two.
Yeah.
Now, if you're rolling vehicles with it, it carries less people, but it can carry vehicles.
Yeah, well, you can use that to hump a Humvee or artillery piece.
Yeah.
You can hump a 105 with that thing.
Nice.
Or if you're one of the lucky mortar platoon guys, you get the wheeled 81 millimeter, and you get to have real fun.
Oh yeah. Let's throw a bowling ball at somebody.
But no, that's the whole thing. Is at the end of the day, it's like, first and foremost, again, Stanislav's assessment of like, oh, they why were they using Chinooks? Those are such easy targets. It's like, yeah, good luck getting through the screen of Blackhawks and A64s and fucking OH-60s. Good fucking luck. Oh, by the way, we saw what happened when one dude tried. Now, we also do have to give some love to the air assets, the other air assets. We had the F-35s and F-22s overhead with the Growlers.
Yeah.
The F-35s were definitely flying seed missions, which at this point in time, I think that might be the role. Like, you guys know how they used to have the F-16 Block Ds doing the Wild Weasel back in Iraq. Pretty sure that's what the F-35 is going to be doing from now on. Is like, hey, we need anti-air systems to die. Send the F-35s.
That's one of the things they're going to be doing. Yeah, it's an airborne supercomputer.
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty much what it is. It's an airborne supercomputer that can tell everybody else around it what to do.
Well, then, speaking from the Venezuelan side, we, of course, do have pictures of destroyed books. We haven't got any pictures of destroyed S-300s, but let's be frank, if those S-300s turned on at all, they probably got hit. And then, of course,
if those books were getting hit, they didn't turn the 300s on.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm confident. I'm confident
continue
that they
any-
kept those off.
Before we continue any further, I've only got just a couple of things to say. One, to Senior Stanislav, cope, seethe, mauled, take notes on how decapitation strikes are done, get good, overcome your skill issues. And second, do you think Hugo Chavez has landed yet?
Oh.
Yes. Oh, the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of the sundae, we're gonna drop a hellfire into Hugo Chavez's fucking tomb.
Well, you know, according to a certain Foxu, the reason why that was done was so Hugo doesn't resurrect as a lich.
Yeah.
That-
Boom was a lot bigger than a hellfire. That was probably a 2,000 pound bomb.
well, yes,
What-
but I like to think that there was a longbow that got a radio message like, "Hey, by the way, just extra credit if you could fly over here and drop a
Yeah.
fucking hellfire." Like,
Yeah.
like I want to think that. Let me think that.
Whatever it was, in my opinion, that was teabagging taken to its ultimate form.
yeah, yeah, it was.
Yes.
So yeah. Now, there's been a cacophony of fanboys across the internet. And it doesn't matter which fucking flavor they are. They could be Groiper flavored, they could be neocon flavored, they could be libertarian flavored, they could be pro-Russian flavored, or EU flavored, or British flavored, or Indian flavored. It doesn't matter what flavor of fucking fanboy you got at this point in time. They all fucking came out, and they're all bitching and whining and crying about this operation. Now, in the case of the neocons, they're bitching and whining that we didn't go far enough because we didn't just completely wipe out the government, which then it's like, okay, yeah, we know who you work for, you little shitheads. Guess what? Tell your EU paymasters to go fuck themselves. Then you have the Groipers who are pissed because, oh my God, American adventurism. Get fucked, nerds. Kinetic action is required at times. If you don't like it, fucking move to the EU. And then you've got the Russian fanboys. And these ones, see, the meme about Hostamel really rankled their fucking cankles. Like, that rankled so many cankles.
What is Hostamel?
Because apparently, so Hostamel was the airport that the VDV seized successfully, by the way. Like the reports that, the VDV and the Ukrainians were trading it back and forth multiple times, and that the initial helicopter assault failed and so on. Those reports were complete fucking bullshit almost across the fucking board. If you actually look into it, the Russians, the VDV successfully seized the airfield, and they were constantly getting pushed back into their perimeter at the airfield itself from the outside areas that they were trying to push the perimeter out. They were getting pushed back into their perimeter. The helicopter assault succeeded very well. The problem is that the fanboys over in Russia are mad because somebody came up with a meme that is, Bart Simpson getting smacked upside the head, being like, now that's how you do a helicopter assault. But at the end of the fucking day, it's like, okay, first off, those of us who actually know what the fuck happened at Hostamel, give you guys the fucking credit. Like, I don't think any less of the VDV for not being able to push their perimeter out, because guess what? I know how the VDV operate. They tend to go in with little equipment. They're light air assault infantry. They're not meant to sustain a fight for long periods of time. They're meant to go in, capture an objective, and then be reinforced and relieved by regular line forces. That's the whole point of the VDV. And yet they're mad because somebody came up with a meme. And it's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, you people are fucking hopeless. It is what it is, unfortunately, but it's like, hey, get fucked, nerds. Like, if you don't fucking like it, get good, I guess, because fuck it, I don't care at this point.
Yeah. I've got a little observation you could throw in here. Talk about all the fanboys and all the ones that are complaining about us doing this operation. Well, they're the same ones that have been screaming for the last 20 or 30 years since the Soviet Union collapsed, saying, oh, it's a bad thing that America's trying to rule the world, got American hegemony. We need to have a multipolar world. Well, guess what, bitch? We have a multipolar world now, and what do great powers feel the need to do from time to time in a multipolar world? Do bad things to bad people to protect their sphere of influence. Welcome to the 21st century, bitch.
Absolutely. And here's the fun part about it is, like, literally there's a map. There's literally a map floating around where it divides, it correctly assesses that the only great powers at play right now are the U.S., Russia, and China. And then you have the fanboys here in the U.S. who are like, Russia can't be counted as a great power. It's been bogged down in World War I style trench fighting in Ukraine for 4 years. And it's like, bitch.
They're saying World War I style trench fighting? That's what they're calling that?
I'm like,
okay,
first
they know
off, if that's World War I, bitch, you got another fucking thing coming, because that's worse than World War I. That's like taking World War I, World War II, and fucking goddamn fucking Desert Storm, rolling it together and fucking calling it a fucking war. No, it's a fucking slaughter. Like, it's a fucking shit show, and the Russians are they're wiping the fucking Ukrainians off the fucking face of the earth. At this point in time, I hazard a guess that more than likely Ukraine will cease to exist as a polity because of this war, simply from a population collapse standpoint. Like, get over yourselves. The Russians are here to stay, and if you don't fucking like it, then I recommend that you go sign up to fight for the EU army. Oh, by the way, that doesn't fucking exist because the motherfuckers don't have any money to do it. Because we said, fuck you, you're not stealing our money anymore. You don't get free dollars anymore. We're charging you 5 cents on the dollar for every dollar you fucking want. Oh, guess what, bitch? It's hilarious.
Gentlemen, don't forget to check the side chat.
I've been looking at it. Okay, a few things happened this week. Oh god. The fucking the second one, the roulette wheel. Oh, when I saw that on Brandon Herrera's meme video or meme review, I was laughing so hard when I saw it. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, so, again, and across the board, we start looking at all the fanboys, and we realize, like, holy shit, like, the psychological warfare fucking the psychological warfare operations are in full fucking effect. Like, they're trying desperately to pull people in any way, shape, or form they can to try to disarm the situation, because they're freaking the fuck out. Like, the EU is losing their minds right now. Especially after fucking Stephen Miller's fucking wife posts a fucking picture of Greenland draped in the U.S. flag. Oh my god, have you guys seen the reaction to that?
Yes.
So you guys know that Austrian politician that is he got prominent because he fucking played Hearts of Iron 4 as the EU in Millennium Dawn, and then went on to conquer Russia. This fucking nerd had the audacity to try to say, if you attack Greenland, we're going to attack the U.S. military bases in Europe and take them over. And it's like, you fucking promised, bitch. You fucking promise. You want to hand me the war I want? You fucking promise.
That's what Aren't they taking notes on what we did to Maduro and how we could very easily do that same shit to them?
Yep.
It would seem.
Oh shit! You know what this reminds me of? Have any of y'all ever read any of the Tom Clancy Jack Ryan books?
Yeah.
This is the right. This is almost like the Ryan Doctrine.
Well, you did
Oh,
see
shit.
that one clip that someone was putting up on X, which I think I found and I posted it there, where one of the Jack Ryan movies are like it, where he was giving a lecture
Yeah.
to the CIA trainees, and he specifically covered Venezuela. This is why Venezuela is a fucking concern here.
Yeah, that's the
Oh.
Amazon series that they did. Season 3.
Okay, if you guys don't know what the Ryan Doctrine is, basically what it is if any country decides to go to war with the United States, we're not going to fight your army. We're just going to kill your fucking leadership.
No, I actually, no, seriously, like, actually, fucking, Stoner, I'm sitting here and I'm like, holy shit, Stoner fucking pulled a good one out of his ass today. Holy shit. Like, I didn't even, like, I hadn't even put those two and two together. Like, holy shit. Like, I'm sitting here like, oh, fuck. Okay, yeah. You're fucking right. It is the right doctrine.
Just because I talk slow and just because I may be a little bit on the tism doesn't mean I'm retarded. Well, yes, I am retarded, but it doesn't mean I'm stupid.
But no. Mitch posted something. I would have to go back and look. Mitch, you said, I'm just going to read off something Mitch put in the chat earlier. Bottom line, he's major butthurt that the Empire, quote unquote, scored a win this round. And here's the thing: is at the end of the fucking day, this is a refutation of Empire by the United States. Because it's like these dumb motherfuckers keep trying to call us an empire, and it's like, motherfucker, we never asked to be a fucking empire. We never wanted to be an empire. We have been trying to fucking disconnect from you motherfuckers for years, and you guys have kept trying to pull us back in with every little fucking thing. And finally, you started full on subverting our elections in order to be able to fucking, in order to keep us pulled into your bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, at this point in time, given some of the shit that we know about the state of our elections now, it fucking calls into question elections going all the way back. Like, I don't know how far back, but I can tell you right now, it goes back further than the 21st century.
Yep. Well,
Like, it's a scary prospect.
I mean, what was it? The 1960 election sure comes to mind.
Well, yeah, for obvious fucking reasons.
Yep. Nixon won that election.
But the point is that you notice how they put anybody and everybody onto the chopping block. That was a problem. Nixon, he closes the gold window, takes us off the gold standard, prevents the Europeans from being able to steal our gold. Then you have Watergate. You look at Kennedy. Do I believe that Kennedy was killed by what we would refer to as the high table? No, I believe LBJ more than likely is the one responsible for that hit, and then LBJ signed up to the high table club and was like, "Hey boys, what's good?" It's like the more we see, the more it's like, oh, you know what? There's some really shady fucking shit that we can look at every single fucking election going back. And we look, and here's where it gets even worse. The Bushes. If you go back and actually look into the Bush family, you start realizing really fucking quick, like, oh, fuck, you guys are dirty.
Yep.
Like, dirty.
I remember when George Bush Jr. was running for president the first time, 2000, and I remember seeing on C-SPAN one of their things, like one of their book club deals, where this one guy's author of the book about the history of the Bush family. And he said the reason that George Bush Sr. ended up going into the Navy in World War II and becoming a pilot, even though he didn't have to, was because old Grandpa, I believe it was Herbert Walker, got caught still head of like the chemical bank in New York, was still doing business with the Nazis in the middle of World War II. And so he joined the Navy to try to quote unquote salvage the family honor.
Oh well, and not just that either, because if you go back to the early 1900s and you start looking into the Bush family, you start realizing that they were like, everybody wants to talk about the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, and no, the Bush family was trying to fucking monopolize the oil supply in the United States completely and utterly. Like, they were just trying to wholesale monopolize. Like, you start looking into Midlands, Texas, and you start looking into some of the bullshit that was going on back in the early 1900s, and you're like, oh God, fucking like, they were just straight up killing people to get their land. Like, at this point in time, like, I'll be frank, Clinton, she definitely got some bodies on her, but the Bush family, she would blush with the number of bodies that they got.
True.
Okay, I got a quick question to ask in regards to the Bushes. Now we've already established that the Clinton body count, and now obviously the Bushes too. But let's not forget some of the hinky shit that Lyndon Baines Johnson allegedly did.
Well, no. Again, the point is I don't think LBJ was. I don't think he was an agent of the high table until after he took the presidency. I think he literally killed JFK so he could get the presidency, and then he went to the high table himself. Is like, hey, I want a seat at the table.
Years ago.
Remember what Nixon allegedly said about Johnson? If I remember correctly, he said, talking about Johnson, he said, I always wanted to be president, but I never wanted to kill for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he added on, said, Lyndon Johnson didn't have any such reservations. Yeah, I've heard that same thing before. Said, supposedly interviewing one of Nixon's advisors, and said one day, Nixon said, one thing I wanted my life more than anything in my life, and willing to do just about anything, was become president. But I wasn't but I drew the line at having to kill someone. Said he paused for a couple seconds, and he said, Lyndon Johnson didn't have any such reservations.
Yeah. But no, that's the whole thing. Is now the whole situation that we now see with Venezuela and the whole Smartmatic thing and going all the way back, it now throws into concern, how much have these motherfuckers subverted us? And I'm not just talking about the Venezuelans. I think the Venezuelans were just the useful fucking pawns in this game. How much has the EU fucking subverted our elections in order to keep us tied up in Europe, to keep us in NATO, to do all the things that the Europeans want us to do? Because, like, Iraq and Afghanistan, like, anybody who actually looks into it more than surface fucking level, you realize Iraq and Afghanistan, those were all British fucking policy positions. They were both.
No, Iraq, yes.
No, Afghanistan was, because here's the issue that you end up having, William.
Hang on. Are you talking about going in or staying in Afghanistan?
Oh, going in and staying. Okay. So let me explain. What you end up finding as we're getting prepped to go into Afghanistan, and this is, people have talked about, the Taliban offered Osama bin Laden on a silver platter after the CIA showed them the evidence that Osama was in fact the one that led the cell that did 9/11. The Taliban fucking offered him on a silver platter because at first they were like, well, we can't let you meet with him. He's a guest, so on and so forth. They were following Pashtun law. And then once we showed that, hey, by the way, this is what he did, The Taliban were like, well, fuck, he did that? You want us to fucking go get him? We know exactly where the fuck where he is. And then at that point in time, they straight up basically said, no, that's fine. And then, a couple weeks later, we're invading.
Doesn't Pashtun law prohibit the killing of innocent civilians?
Yes, that's where. So Pashtun law, there's the law of hospitality, which if somebody is a guest or whatever, or is like a refugee, or a fugitive, they will take that person into their custody and protect them. And then if, say, for example, they're a fugitive, like in the case of Osama, if you can present the evidence of their crimes and show with certainty that they are responsible for said crime, the Pashtun will turn him over. But the whole thing is that that because of their whole, don't kill innocent people for no good fucking reason, there's a reason why Al-Qaeda went against the Pashtun as hard as they fucking did during their reign of Afghanistan. They're like, no, fuck this guy. He killed that many people, for quote unquote religious fervor. No, fuck him. But no, the point is that when you look deeper into it, you see that MI6 was right there with the CIA. And then when we go in, after we go in, it's very clear that most of the mission, because the British, who was the very next nation that said they were going in with the Americans? It was the British. And then the British,
Australians.
And then they start going in hard and start taking up specific objectives. And then you have the British contractors come in. And these were, a lot of the bullshit that gets laid at the feet of American contractors, no, the British contractors were doing.
Yeah.
And then
I was thinking there's another, and also something else too that I was also just thinking about. Who used to own Iraq and Afghanistan?
Let's rephrase. Who attempted to, but yes. But here's the thing, is that then you go forward after we, kick the Taliban out and we start doing the whole nation building thing. What companies started coming in trying to set up the mining operations in Afghanistan? It was British companies. And so, yes, Afghanistan was a British policy position. Our interest was getting Osama bin Laden at the end of the day, but whatever entities within our government that are loyal to the EU mantra, they followed along just because, fuck it, we're going to get paid. Fuck it, let's do it. So, no, and that's the fucked up part is, again, like, all these people that want to be like Empire USA. It's like, motherfucker, none of us fucking voted to be an empire. I don't remember the last time we decided to fucking support imperial decree. I don't remember the last time we were all fucking being like gung-ho to fucking go kill motherfuckers just because they had some shit. No, the last time we fucking started wanting to go for people was when they killed a bunch of our fucking people and then we proceeded to fucking want to go get them. Oh, wait, Maduro? Everybody fucking liked that. The only people who didn't like that were a bunch of fucking soy boy fucking van boys that got mad because the U.S. could actually do it.
Not only that, but another thing that I've also noticed is a lot of these other people that are pissed off that we went after Maduro, they're also communist in and of themselves.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, plenty of them. Plenty of them.
One of the best, if not the best thing about this whole operation was watching just the seething of the fucking communists when this happened.
Yeah.
Like, that fuckhead Haz al-Din, I believe, just completely melted down. Jackson Hinkle completely melted down.
No. If you're going to say his name, say it right. It has been dumbass.
No, seriously.
Has been Aldum.
no, don't use his preferred name of How's Albin. Fucking, I don't remember his real fucking name. I just call him Haz because fuck it. But he has his legal name and he fucking hates being called by it. So I would have to look up his legal name, but call him by his legal name.
All right.
He fucking despises it.
Good to know.
But no, the point is at the end of the fucking day, the only people who are mad that we did this are the people who were actively either supported by Venezuela or by the EU through Venezuela, I should say, or the people that are wanting to set up a communist utopia and they were hoping to do that in South America. Because here's the fun part. You actually start looking into South America quite a bit. First off, anybody who knows anything about South American history, and we were talking about this last night, is Simon Bolivar was wanting to emulate the United States. That's why he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
He wanted to emulate the United States. He didn't want to be like the Imperials in Europe. He didn't want to be the Mexicans. The Mexicans wanted to emulate the Imperials in Europe. No, he wanted to emulate the United States. And that's why he was doing what he was doing. His grand vision was a united South America where it was literally each nation was part of a mass federation. That was his ultimate vision. The problem is at the time, due to lack of communication technology and infrastructure, that wasn't going to be possible. But the fact of the matter is that that's what he wanted. And they want to co-opt that dream and make it their own so that they can claim that they have some legitimacy as revolutionaries. That's what they want. And by the way, we just killed that dream. We just stabbed that dream right in the fucking heart. And so they're pissed about it.
I'm good with that.
Pinochet, where are you? I must invoke you.
One observation I've got here is apparently whoever come up with this little snatch and grab and the plan for afterwards, apparently they did learn from mistakes we did from 2003 in Iraq when we got rid of the entire government and the army, and this time they kept the civilian administration and the Venezuelan military in place for the time being. Says, okay, we took away your dictator, you're in charge now, here's what, if you want to stay in the government or in the military and not end up in jail or disappeared out in the middle of the jungle, you're going to do as you're told, clean this mess up and get things running again, and then you're going to hold elections. In other words, we don't have to have the military in there running things. We've still got their civilian administration and everything in place to keep the country running until it's set right again. And then we're going to tell them, now you're going to have some fair elections and we're going to watch.
That does seem to be the case so far, yes.
Well, and I'll reference another fanboy in this regard, Squatson, or as everybody knows him, Aiden Scott over at Calibrated. He was bitching up a fucking storm that this was going to turn into Iraq/Afghanistan 2.0, and then all of a sudden we're fucking gone. And it's like, ha, blew your fucking load, you dumb bitch. Because guess what? We're not fucking there. The military and the fucking civilian government's intact. Oh, well, they just left the dictator in charge because now his vice president's playing fucking ball. His vice president is doing exactly what the fuck she's being told to do. So, what's your point, you dumb bitch? Because she doesn't want to get picked up in another fucking lightning assault.
Another thing I was going to mention, if you want to know what leaving somebody in the jungle is like, read Rainbow Six.
I thought that's where you were going to go with that. But
how many more times are we going to reference Tom Clancy in this episode?
At this point in time, fucking Tom Clancy might just be the fucking framework. But here's the thing.
You best start believing in Tom Clancy novels. You're in one.
But
and also there was the deal there. They were asking about, well, why did he let the vice president, Maduro's vice president, take charge instead of replacing her with one of the two main opposition candidates there, and basically said, well, if he had done that, said there's probably a more than likely chance that the Maduro supporters who are still in the military would have tried to stage a coup and probably do away with them. So that was why he made the vice president in charge, because it was still one of their people that was supposedly in charge of the government.
Well, and I pointed that out when Will and Stoner first came in. I pointed that out. Was Machado she's ordained by Europe. She like and I need to make this clear to people. The reason why Donald Trump keeps referencing the Nobel Peace Prize is because that's how they ordain their chosen leaders of different nations. They give them the Nobel Peace Prize and then they install them. That's the whole point. And then when you start thinking of it from that perspective, Machado is the ordained EU candidate. Guaido is probably the ordained EU candidate as well. So what you end up having at that point in time is, why sacrifice the country when you can keep the 20% of the people that support Maduro happy by just leaving his government in place? You can start fixing everything now that Maduro's out of the way. He's not the quote unquote strong man in the way. And also, how many fucking names is this motherfucker going to name? How many people is he going to point fingers at? Because it's going to be fucking amazing. Because, for example, we got that list, fucking free of charge, apparently.
Don't know where that came from yet, and we don't know if it's real.
Well, yeah, but the point is that we got that list out of Venezuela, free of fucking charge, indicating that fucking a shit ton of sitting U.S. senators are on the take.
And again, we don't know if that's real or not.
Yes, I was getting to that point. If that list becomes a confirmed source of information and the information is good, oh brother, the screams. I'm just imagining the screams in the halls of the Congress as these motherfuckers are getting hauled off by marshals.
Okay, I gotta ask. I gotta ask. How are we going to be able to confirm if this information is true or not? And if it does turn out to be true, how in the hell was Maduro's Venezuela paying these motherfuckers off clandestinely? And how are we going to be able to track it?
Okay, so first off, this is easy to the first question. FBI financial crimes. Those motherfuckers already have all that information. They just need to fucking look at the data. It is so easy to track financials at this point in time in the United States. It's unfucking real. If you put that money into a bank account, we know where the fuck it came from. Period. That's just as simple as it is. Now, when it comes to how were the Venezuelans doing it, again, the illicit money trade, the black market side of things is massive. Whether it be drugs, guns, people, fucking minerals. One of the things that Tom Luongo has been pointing out is he's like, I don't think it was just oil that was on those tankers. I think it was silver and copper and gold concentrates. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, motherfucker.
Could have been.
Because here's the point. Is all the ships we were seizing were part of the so-called Shadow Fleet. And the point is that we just saw 16 of those ships fucking bolt into the Atlantic the past fucking 24 hours.
Yeah. Even, oh God, what's that shipping guy on YouTube?
Sal Macagliano, what's up with shipping?
Yeah.
What's going on with shipping?
Go on it.
And Adam Tahir. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Stoner. But the point is that at the end of the fucking day, you literally have a massive underground criminal network that's probably been operating in the shadows for ages. And here's the thing is, like, at the end of the day, Tom says, there's a chance that a lot of those silver, gold, and copper concentrates were going out to China. Well, China doesn't give a fucking damn who they buy it from, period, in the story. But the point is where those concentrates, the proceeds from those concentrates going to the people of Venezuela? Hell fucking no. Not even close.
I gotta ask a question. Why would China be buying that stuff when they can mine it just as easily? That's kind of silly.
Because they're trying. They're an industrial fucking power. They're gonna buy whatever the fuck they can get a hold of, even if they're mining their own, they're still gonna buy whatever the fuck they can get their hands on.
Well, yeah, no, I get that. I'm talking about just footprint on the ship and tonnage. There's better things they could get from that.
No, the point is that illicit smuggling.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about mineral concentrate, not by ton. They'd have better profit just getting crude or other things, not mineral concentrate at ore.
But no. Okay, so let me explain. So this is from my relatively limited but pretty decent novice mining knowledge, is that those concentrates, at the end of the day, you can get a fucking lot out of a little, especially down in Venezuela, where they do have amazing mineral deposits.
Yes,
so
but that's not what.
Again, the point is that they only ship so much crude into China. Well, if you wanna make some extra fucking cash for your illicit underground network, well, fucking get the minerals that way. Rwanda is a great example of this. A lot of the minerals that are being sold out of Rwanda are illegally gained by their mining operations in the Congo, in the territories that the Rwandans control in the Congo. And a lot of those minerals make their way to China.
Yes, but that's because that's about all they have that they can sell.
Well, you say it like that, and it makes it sound like, oh, that's all they. But we're talking about some of the richest deposits in the fucking world.
There's also something else too that we haven't discussed that Maduro's military was giving protection for, other than smuggling drugs and other illicit things. What else were they also trafficking in?
What?
Like human trafficking?
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew exactly where he was going.
Yep. And these idiots are throwing a fit because they would much rather have human trafficking going on instead of having the United States step in and put a stop to it.
Stoner, that's the problem. You're thinking from the trafficking of people to be used for like slave labor and sex labor and or sex slaves and shit like that. No, the human trafficking I'm thinking about is evil motherfuckers that want to do evil shit here. That's what I'm thinking about.
Hey, close in. Hey, I can get on board with that too, and it's a good thing that shit was stopped as well.
Yeah.
Well, Mitch, I will ask the question. How many people did they arrest on that first tanker that they seized?
To be honest, I didn't see how many people they arrested. It was on that tanker.
Well, okay, Mitch. How many people does it usually take to crew a crude carrier?
From what I've gotten watching Sam Cargliano, like going through some ships like that MV Dolly that hit the bridge up in Maryland, even a ship that size, it's not going to take that many. Maybe like somewhere like 30 to 50 people total.
Nah, you're half that number. Like you're talking at most like 20, 23 people at most. The first crude carrier that they seized, they arrested 42 people on it, and it did not
15 to 20.
Detail. It didn't.
They usually
it did not. Go ahead, Senator.
From what I can tell, the average crew capacity of a VLCC and a ULCC can be anywhere from 15 to 25.
You like old school Resident?
Yeah, that's why I said about 20 to 23. That's usually how many they run. But the point is that they arrested 42 people on that ship, and there was not a security detail on the ship. So, who else was on that boat? Because they didn't say. They just said 42 crew members. And I'm like, that's too many people. That's way too many fucking people. Ian Burlingame, he posits that most likely it was Azov. Most likely.
What in the hell is Azov doing all the way over here? Shouldn't they be in Ukraine?
Oh, it's because they interface with Hezbollah. Hezbollah, we know for a fact Hezbollah has been receiving weapons from Ukraine. We know that for a fact.
And also, speaking of Ukraine and Azov, what in the world was Wagner doing in Venezuela?
Oh, Wagner. So the questions are, was it actually Wagner, or was it a group that was claimed to be Wagner? Because here's the problem. Wagner doesn't actually exist anymore. So anybody claiming to be Wagner outside of Belarus and Ukraine, I don't believe are Wagner whatsoever, because even the Russian guys in Mali, Burkina Faso, and whatnot, those guys aren't Wagner. The Wagner guys in Burkina Faso and Mali back in the day were recalled and new guys were sent. They're a whole new batch of guys. So when it comes to the Venezuela thing, the claims that Wagner were there, those are shaky. But let's be honest, it's the hub of crime. Could be the Russian mafia. And at the end of the fucking day, well, why would the Russian mafia be there? Because they're fucking doing illegal shit. I don't believe the claims that Wagner were there, just because it's like, I'm sorry guys, but Wagner died as a talking point. Fucking shit. What are we going on? A fucking year or two now? Like at this point in time?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like they dismantled the organization after Prigozhin fucking died. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was back in 2023, not long after Bakhmut fell.
Oh yeah, because there was that 3-month fucking bullshit spat, which at this point in time, I'm pretty sure now that I'm seeing how the EU is reacting, I'm pretty sure the EU were the ones that tried to buy off fucking Prigozhin. I'm pretty sure of it.
That would explain why he felt safe enough to go fly back into Russia.
Yeah.
Because if they had gone, hey, don't worry, we'll cover you, nothing's going to happen, it's a good way to get rid of a problem.
Well, to be fair, given what happened with his plane, we do know for a fact that his plane exploded from the inside. There was no external explosion, it was an internal explosion. I'm pretty sure a bomb was planted on the plane.
Color me shocked.
And you've also got the little aspect of what the Chinese were up to there in Venezuela.
Oh, they were
yeah. They, from my looking at it and seeing what they're up to, not just giving them planes for the Air Force, and also trying to set up like early warning radars and such, which you could consider defensive. They also mentioned that they were setting up emplacements for Chinese anti-ship missiles on the coast. That's kind of sounding like it was maybe wanting a replay of what initiated the Cuban Missile Crisis back in the day. They were going to be installing anti-ship missiles and missiles at sufficient range to where they could threaten anything in the Caribbean and even like the southeastern United States there.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then it's a damn good thing that we took them out.
I'd be willing to bet that the intelligence they had, that probably was one of the reasons we went in there and took them out.
Well, to be fair, and this is based on the information that I have, on the back end of the whole, back and forth, is that we're seeing the division, we're seeing the division clearly in China. We're seeing the back and forth between Xi Jinping and the PLA. The PLA are a bunch of rabid dogs right now, trying to convince the civilian government in China to go after Taiwan, because they're now like full bore, like, we need to go now. We need to go. And
okay.
So, to be fair to the Chinese, there is a distinct possibility that the whole thing is a back and forth between parts of the government and the PLA.
Now,
because
who was the ones?
Real quick, hold on, Stunner, because I just thought about this. Because, again, you look at the statement that Xi Jinping and Putin both gave. They were boilerplate fucking statements. Like, literally the most boring boilerplate, like, nothing of real substance. And it was just basically the basic, we condemn this action, blah, 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 blah. Like, it was all boilerplate shit. Again, there's more to it on the back end that we're not seeing. And that's the issue. Go ahead, Star.
Now, who was the one that had the bright idea to put those Chinese anti-ship missiles there? Was it Xi or the PLA?
Well, that's the thing, is that it could be a situation of Xi might have a weaker position right now, and so he kind of just had to sign off on the idea of selling shit to the Venezuelans. And now that we've removed Maduro, this might actually strengthen Xi's position. Funny enough, because again, that Chinese delegation fucking arrives, and then a couple hours later, we're fucking fast roping in.
Well, they met with Maduro, and that same, the day we picked him up, basically. I think they were. Yeah. I think they arrived the day before.
Yeah.
I think they were in country less than 24 hours. They met with him once.
But that's the thing, is that again, I am confident of my assessment that the Chinese were probably the ones that fucking told Maduro, like, hey, the Americans are coming. You're gonna want to be ready. Like, I'm almost certain
that one. I don't see where you're going. I don't see that one.
Well, the reason why I say it is because at the end of the fucking day, there's no reason for them, because let's face it, I highly doubt the Chinese didn't fucking know. The Russians, it's almost clear to me the Russians fucking knew. Like, again, Putin gave as boilerplate of a fucking statement as possible. He probably got a call literally fucking 3 hours before jump off from Trump, being like, hey, just letting you know, some shit's about to happen in Venezuela. Don't freak out.
And you also notice that, afterwards in the press conferences and all the reasoning they gave for going in and doing that, what did you not hear Trump or Rubio or any of the rest of them really bother to mention, if at all? The presence of the Russians, the Chinese, and the Iranian militias. It's kind of like Trump saying, okay, said, I'm not going to mention that you guys were there, said, to where you get publicly freaking embarrassed, said, we won't bother mentioning that your people were there and give you a chance to exit gracefully stage left.
Yeah, I think the only places I've heard, the only thing I've heard announced the Chinese was, not secondhand, but not main media, where I think the Cubans were talked about on legacy media, not main, but legacy media. But the Chinese, no, I've not heard that from legacy.
Well, and to further Mitch's point, I have only seen the talks about Cubans in Venezuela. Like, again, there's no real mention of the Chinese doing their thing. The delegations talked about, but the delegation was there on a diplomatic mission. Like, that, it just is what it is.
Yes.
And there's no mention whatsoever of the Russians even trying to warn that a potential attack was inbound. Because here's the thing, is there's the supposed story about it being leaked to the press that, we're going to not say anything about it to protect the troops. I am very doubtful that those leaks actually happened. Very doubtful. Or those leaks did happen and they were testing certain people.
Don't know.
Those the only two options you got with that. And again, me personally, I don't think the leaks happened, because I'm sorry, at this point in time, I don't trust the press as far as I can fuck throw them.
No.
Like,
on that one,
not at all. But no, the fanboys, of course, are going to continue running with their noises. And one of the topics that I definitely want to bring up is the whole narrative. Oh, we did this for one. Let me just explain this real quick. First off, the Venezuelans stole a shit ton of shit from us. Like, how much?
Are you saying the Venezuelans or Maduro?
Hugo Chavez.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Chavez, yeah.
Because at the end of the fucking day, it's like how much infrastructure that that U.S. companies were responsible for building, how much infrastructure did he nationalize and seize? Now, at the end of the fucking day, yeah, well, for the most part, yeah, you're absolutely correct. But at the end of the fucking day, it's like they don't have the expertise to fucking keep it online. They don't have the ability to fucking handle the infrastructure load that is required to maintain that industry. So it's like, at the end of the fucking day, you need us. And you don't get to fucking sit there and prance around acting all big and bad because, again, we just snatched your fucking president and you couldn't even fucking kill a single fucking thing. So get in fucking line, get in order, and fucking understand that, one, you're at our fucking mercy, and two, we're wanting to do business. It's all we want to fucking do. If you want to fuck around and find out, you can fuck around and find out.
Yeah, one thing that the fanboys seem to forget, if you go through the history of our involvement down there in Venezuela vis-a-vis the oil industry, it was back in the 1920s when they discovered that they had a bunch of shitload of oil down there, and it was the American oil companies that came in and helped them set up the infrastructure and also the crude oil refineries on our Gulf Coast where they had a nice little profitable deal going on between us and Venezuela, where we would refine their heavy crude and we maintained the infrastructure for them via our companies, to where by the 1950s, Venezuela was like per capita the fourth richest country in the freaking world.
Yes, they were.
And basically, what when they say, oh, we got it for oil companies, Trump took it back so we could get a hold of the oil again. Said no, it's so our companies can go back in and restore the infrastructure to where we can start shipping their crude to our refineries that are specifically set up for their type of oil. And not only can we be making money and having cheap gas again, but Venezuela can start making money and make their country prosperous again.
Well, and here's the fun part, is that if Venezuela, oh wait, they fucking did this, sets up a fucking oil fund, which they did have, where the proceeds get paid into the fund, and then that fund is used to finance their government, so their government doesn't have to collect as much in taxes. People are able to do whatever the fuck they want with their money. But no. See, here's the fun part, is the narrative. See, there's a funny name that comes up whenever you or there's a fun name that doesn't come up whenever they start talking about this narrative of, oh, we were just stealing their oil. The Bush family. Again, really funny how they pop up in the story again.
Yeah, Texas oil barons.
But then you start looking into it and you realize, like, oh, yeah, the Bush family was cheating the Venezuelans hard in order to try to fucking maximize their profits. Like, at the end of the fucking day, it's like, yeah, if you want to fucking have a narrative, fucking make the narrative actually fucking whole, or get the fuck out of the way. You're just a propagandist.
I think the best response to the fanboys that I saw, as far as like saying, oh, the Americans are just down here to take the oil, when that one Venezuelan guy they interviewed in Caracas in the report, I asked him, said, well, what do you say to the people saying the Americans are just down here to take the oil? And he just looked straight back at him and basically said, what the fuck do you think the Russians and Chinese came here for? They didn't come here for a recipe for Venezuelan food. You know?
Yeah, I saw that.
They didn't come for the recipe for arepas.
Hey, don't knock arepas. Those are good.
I know, they are. They are actually fucking delicious. However, the point is, no, and the guy was completely right, and it destroyed, in all sense, it destroyed their fucking narrative. Because at the end of the fucking day, it's like, who would you rather fucking deal with? People that are actually going to be working within your zone of existence, or people that don't give a fuck about you because they literally are so disconnected from you. There's only monetary benefit that's at play. Because again, what happens if something like fucking 8 million Venezuelans in the United States start going back to Venezuela? And that's just the legal ones, by the way, just the legal ones.
A lot of them want to.
Huh?
So as soon as their government settles down and stabilizes down there, depending on what kind of government it turns into, yeah, we might have a couple million people move back down south.
Well, look what happened to El Salvador. People they saw how great fucking Bukele was handling the situation. They were like, fuck yeah, we're going back.
Yeah, we want to go home. We came here because we were going to get killed. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Let's go back home.
But no, we're just, it's American adventurism for oil. And fucking retards.
To be quite frank, we don't need to, and two, it's probably cheaper for us to not do that. We've got plenty of it here, and we're allowed to dig for it again.
Yeah, true.
Half the reason we were going around the world looking for for crude is because we couldn't pull it out of our ground.
Well, and that's the thing is that what oil were we buying to supplement the production at the refineries on the Gulf because we couldn't get a hold of Venezuelan oil?
What?
We were buying Russian.
From Saudis.
No, we were buying Russian. No, the Saudi oil, it has to go through a special separation process. So Venezuelan oil.
That has to go to different plants.
Yeah, Venezuelan oil, it needs to be broken down because of how fucking it's basically a slug, but it has to be broken down. That's why you have naphtha. You know, you use naphtha to break it down, and then it's able to flow freely. Well, with Saudi oil, it has to go through a filtering process before you're able to start processing it. Russian Urals oil is the closest thing that you can get to Venezuelan oil that's open on the market, you know, that's easily accessible. And so we were importing Russian oil in order to substitute. But at the end of the day, as Mitch said, the refineries are set up to run Venezuelan oil. So let them run Venezuelan oil. Give me just a split second. I'm about to finish doing my thing real quick.
No worries.
I do want to tie this into the bullshit we're seeing out of EU. Yeah, fucking those little mongoloids. Which, by the way, just because I thought about it, do you guys know that if you use the term mongoloid on Twitter, your post will be limited?
Unfortunately, yes.
It's like, really, literally the clinical term, and, you know, it's not even a slang term. It comes out of a fucking medical journal, and this is limited? All right, sure. I also, to my fellow Northern brethren, is currently in the 40s, and it feels great.
Yes, I know.
Very nice.
Oh, the fog we had earlier near me was impressive. I looked outside at like an hour and a half ago. I looked outside. I couldn't see down the street.
Yeah, we had past two nights. We had some like really heavy fog settling in by like about 9 or 10 o'clock there, and oh joy, it was up to like 65 degrees today and supposed to top 70 tomorrow down here.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch.
I'm enjoying 40.
Yeah, I haven't worn my jacket so far today because it's too warm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's a good example. Went out to get the mail this afternoon. I wasn't the only one wearing shorts.
Yeah, that sounds like Northern Midwesterners.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to tie this to the EU, we start looking at certain things that are being said. Like, for example, you know, little Gunther threatening to attack U.S. bases in Europe over Greenland. And now these motherfuckers, they realize, like, oh, shit, the U.S. is not fucking around now. Holy fuck. And then, on top of that, them now threatening to start militarizing Canada hardcore. They're talking about putting air defense systems into Canada. They're talking about putting EU forces in Canada and et cetera, et cetera. Now Greenland, to their credit, apparently told the Danish government, if the French put a fucking battalion of guys here, we're gonna fucking kill them ourselves.
Nice.
So, to Greenland's credit, they told the French to go fuck themselves because they're like, no, No, we're not letting you get us killed. No, not happening. And so, like, as we see their response to our actions in Venezuela, we're now realizing, like, oh yeah, you motherfuckers have your hands all up in this cookie jar. You guys are involved through and through. And now we have the reaction is the evidence enough. We don't need corroborating evidence to know for a fact that you motherfuckers are involved in this shit.
Yep.
So,
just a heads
Go ahead.
up, I'm gonna have to pause the stream real quick. I am having some technical difficulties and need to restart my computer, so let's take a couple
go
minute
ahead.
break and then I'll be back shortly.
perfect, because I need to take a piss.
Good. Alright, I'm back.
He is Jewish, so I'll give him the respect of actually using the full name. My buddy David sent me an invite to the stream on a whim yesterday. And so it was like a random, like, oh shit, I guess we're doing this right now. And I pointed out that their whole goal is to reduce liabilities. And in a welfare state, what is the greatest liability?
Having to pay out pensions and benefits to their citizens.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Well, let
So
me
I can-
qualify
I
that
can
or should I say to residents that don't support the government ideology when you want to pay the said benefits to people that are willing to be bought off and vote
Yep.
for the continuation of the current government.
Mm-hmm.
Notice I said residents, not citizens.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
Sorry, I'm just getting something on my stomach real quick. So
No
I'm
worries.
not feeling peckish later.
Hey, I'm making a salad while we're talking, so.
Well, yeah, I already took care of that earlier, but not long after started recording there, when I came back in and had myself muted there, yeah, I was polishing off 3 hot dogs there.
Nice.
Oh, actually, a hot dog's pretty good right now.
Yep.
I know there's a great little Coney down the street.
I had a foot-long chili cheese dog. It has a sliced up onion and some coleslaw drizzled on top. That was freaking
Now that-
good.
So you put coleslaw on top. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I
Hey,
tend
For
to
you, it's good.
yeah, I tend to go minimalist there. As long as it's got mustard and ketchup on it, I'm happy.
No,
Anything
you-
else is extra.
You know what sounds really fucking good right now?
What?
Fucking pulled pork with a red onion, with a red cabbage coleslaw.
That would be good.
That would be good.
That'd be fucking delicious right now.
Yeah, I you know, the one thing that amused me too is, like you said, them hollering to, oh, you didn't have any right to free Maduro. Said, oh, how he's being kept in a substandard jail up in New York. You know, it's like poorly maintained and all like that. And I'm like, I made one comment on there. I said, basically said, bitch, you're lucky that they had orders to take him alive and bring him back. What we could have done was just left him alive, could have took him, turned him loose in the middle of downtown Caracas once the sun rose, and told the residents, here he is, guys, have fun with him. You know,
Yeah.
and watched him get the Mussolini treatment, as in something having to do with a meat hook and a lamppost.
Yep. Or the Gaddafi treatment, and bayonet up the wazoo. Either way, neither are a fun way to go out.
What am I saying? Kidding.
No, here's the point. Is taking him alive. The whole point is that he's going to sing like a fucking songbird.
Yep.
Well, we got his wife, so if there's any care at all, yeah, he really is going to sing.
Oh, no, yeah, honestly speaking, I think I have had a position about when I heard they snatched him and his wife. I've had the position, there's gonna be a compound somewhere in the United States that nobody's gonna fucking know about. They're gonna take him to that said compound, and he's gonna be and as long as he's singing, and he's gonna have a 20-man fucking security detail that it's like, sir, you cannot leave the compound, and he gets to live his natural life quite comfortably. I suspect that that's exactly what's gonna happen with events.
Possible.
Well, because at this point in time, it's like, why grab his wife? What's the purpose of grabbing his wife if you're not going to treat him well, so that he fucking actually fucking works with you?
True.
Because if you leave the wife and just take him, well, at that point in time, she's in danger.
Yeah, at that point, she's dead.
Yeah.
Or give a potential rally point for what supporters he does have in the country.
South of the border really doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Which I said potential, possible.
So.
Then we're
But that's
talking
just my personal
communists,
take
so
on it.
God only knows,
Yeah, and again, But no, like, at the end of the fucking day, it's like, again, you look at all the little fanboys. It is literally a case of these motherfuckers, like, one, they're controlled opposition, and two, they are trying to push an agenda, and now they're fucking shitting themselves because they're like, fuck, the U.S. just did.
Yeah.
Like, we literally...
You noticed all the nice pre-printed signs that appeared literally within hours with the people that were hired to go out and protest.
Oh yeah, no, I saw the Machado protests very quickly. Which then as well, you look at the you look at over in the with the EU, and you're like, yeah, we see you. Yeah, no, they're and here's the fun part is, you reference Stanislav's fucking video, and you hear his little opinion about Latinos versus Slavs, which then makes me laugh because I'm like, bitch, I might have been a little kid when the Soviet Union collapsed, and you had the rape of the 90s. We know the fucking corruption that was going on there. We know all of it. There are plenty of Slavs that were fucking involved in that shit. So if you're going to try to talk shit about Latinos, maybe, just maybe, you should, take off the rose-tinted glasses. Just a little bit. But, hey, who was it that made the comment about, oh, I wonder what his opinion of his fellow servicemen that were black. Yeah, I could suspect I know what his opinion was.
Yep.
Fucking little shithead.
So who
And it's
exactly
funny,
is
too,
this
because-
guy?
I think that came from our resident redneck.
Yep, that was me.
That's what I thought.
Stanislav, he's a former U.S. Army officer. He was a tanker by trade, and his family's originally from Russia, and I think what it was basically he had a rose-tinted glasses view of Russia throughout his life, and he ended up moving back there, and so he's just maintained those rose-tinted glasses as much as possible. And it's like, dude, Like, I get it. Every place has its fucking quirks. Every place has its fucking problems. Don't act like an Israeli, please.
Yeah. Basically, from what I gather, the full story is his family immigrated to the United States back when, you know, the Soviet Union was still a thing, or possibly shortly thereafter. And basically, he grew up and he went ahead and served in the U.S. Army for some number of years. And then he eventually got out of the Army and went to work for some company that was like similar to Halliburton. I heard him talking about it a couple of his videos where, you know, he did work in civilian life over here for a while. Then at some point, forget when he said when, you know, he decided to move back to Russia. And like last year when I came across him after, you know, Discord, the Russians cut off Discord to where lost contact Earl Grey, I started watching him because he had essentially grew up in the United States, served the U.S. Army, was now over in Russia, and was watching him to kind of get an idea of what the Russian version of events was regarding the Ukraine war. And last year he seemed rather stable, quite level-headed in his assessment of the war, what was going on in Ukraine and such. And, any bitches he had about the United States were nothing out of line with, what a lot of our Democrat politicians might be. But this thing with going into Venezuela, he just completely went off the fucking deep end. And I managed to get through about 10 minutes of that video, and I said, motherfucker, you're a fucking, besides being a fucking racist, you're just a fucking asshole. And I am unsubscribed right there.
Oh, yeah, no, and mind you, I'm going to be dragging him for a month because of this, because it's just like, oh, I'm just going to keep referencing you little shithead. And here's the great part about people like him. They out themselves so willingly. For example, Scott over at Calibrated, he outed himself so fucking hard over the past fucking 6 months, and then this fucking happened, and it's like, oh, you're just a communist sympathizer. That's all you are. You've never really had a objective opinion about the situation in the world. You're just a sympathizer. And finally, they broke your back with this last fucking action, and you're just incapable of holding it back anymore. It's like, holy shit. And then the same thing about Brian Valetic and a few others. It's like the Duran at this point in time, I can't be bothered to fucking listen to him talk about shit, because it's your objectiveness was a fucking facade.
Yeah,
it's literally impossible for you.
Yeah. After this happened, and I saw their initial take, the Duran, and individually from Alex Christoforou and Alexander Mercouris, and I listened to their take on it, and I'm like, you motherfuckers, you're just eurofags, saying you're going to badmouth the United States no matter what. Fuck you. I'm fucking unsubscribed from them.
Oh yeah, no, at this point in time, I'm worthless.
I unsubscribed from a few others as well. And also, speaking of Stanislav, isn't he also kind of in that group of Russians that are really ultra nationalistic and basically the Russian version of Azov?
It could be, because you did hear him mention that he and a few others of the same mind as him were trying to advise the Russian government, saying instead of making a peace deal and coming to some kind of accommodation with the United States, said you can't trust the United States, you can't make a deal with them. They're basically wanted to go back to Cold War 2.0.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, at this point in time, because, and mind you, the reaction from a lot of these people gave it away. They don't want somebody like Putin in the government. They want somebody like Medvedev, because Medvedev, he's the ultranationalist, and they want somebody like him to be in control when a peace deal is made. And right now, what we are seeing, I think, personally speaking, that we are seeing, they're going to try to get a peace deal signed as quickly as possible to get a rapprochement between the U.S. and Russia under Putin, and force the hand of whoever is the EU-centric in Russia to try to make a move on Putin. And I think it would be so great to watch Delta go in and fucking protect Putin. Like, you got Spetsnaz and Delta fighting alongside one another. Like, I'm sorry, I can only get so hard.
Well, what's been the thing keeping Medvedev from just taking power?
Oh, the fact that Medvedev is, and this is the thing, is Medvedev is an ultranationalist, absolutely, but he's loyal to Putin, because at the end of the day, Putin is the guy. Period. End of story. He's the only reason why Russia exists as a nation. He's the only reason. Nobody else was up to the task. And Medvedev is going to follow Putin until he fucking dies. Period. And then Medvedev is going to do whatever it fucking takes to preserve Putin's legacy. But the problem for the ultranationalists who want to, get a Cold War 2.0 going is that Medvedev isn't their fucking guy. I forget the name of the dude, but there's another guy who, yeah. He's currently living in exile in the EU. I don't remember his fucking name. He's one of the oligarchs. He was one of the guys that got a shit ton of stuff confiscated by the EU, but he is considered like the guy for the ultranationalists in Russia. Just kind of like how Nick Fuentes is considered the guy for the ultranationalists here.
That's not really a compliment about anything.
Oh, no, not at all.
Side chat when you can.
This is completely unrelated.
I think you'll find it funny.
Who is that?
Trisha Paytas?
Yeah.
Wow. Very uncultured.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
she's one of the early old school YouTubers of like the 2000s and 2010s.
Okay, we can.
Oh my god.
Wait. Oh my god. Oh fuck, that is her. Holy shit.
She's married and has kids now.
Holy shit, I didn't recognize her at first.
Did she shove her head in a wasp nest?
No, she does the whole bimbo thing. Sassy, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Okay, to be frank, that was funny as fuck, Will. But also, I didn't recognize her. Holy shit, I haven't seen a picture of her in years. But that's funny. The fact that she's running for Congress, that's
I don't know if it's actually a troll or if she's serious.
Well, she might be fucking serious, because at this point in time, there's a lot.
But she's got a history of trolling a lot of people, and people have fallen for it over the years. Hey.
Yes, but you have to understand, you look at Brandon Herrera. Brandon Herrera is making a good, honest attempt, and a lot of people, like, there's been several people who have been kind of influenced to do shit. So,
Or do you think that Trisha would be conservative in California?
As conservative as you could be in California.
So that means that people are try to cancel her again, which they can't. Because she always comes back.
What did they try to cancel her for before?
Bitch. So she has, like I said, she's a troll. She's been a troll for years. She has lived several different lives. Like, she used to be a stripper. She used to be in one of Eminem's music videos when she was younger. She has a long history of pretending to be a part of every religion under the sun, and she pissed off a lot of people when she did that. And so They tried canceling her for that. I think she tried doing like blackface once. She tried pretending that she was Japanese and that she wanted to be Japanese. That pissed off some people. She once had like a faux mental breakdown over not being alive during the 60s. There's a long history with this woman. She's iconic. And so yeah, people have tried canceling her for everything. She always bounces back.
That's good.
You know, considering some of the current characters we have in Congress, she actually sounds mild by comparison.
Well, like I said, she's one of the OGs. She's up there with like Shane Dawson, historically speaking. Except that she's a good YouTuber. She didn't fall off. She's not a pedophile or anything. She didn't try humping her cat. Anyways, yeah, Shane tried doing that to his own cat.
What the fuck?
Jesus
and
fucking
joked about it.
Wait, did you say and joked about it or and did?
Yeah, he joked about humping his own cat. He used to do a podcast with some woman, and he would joke about all the jokes that he used to make back in the day during his heyday. Yeah.
Oh, on a scale from Hassan Piker to Think Uyghur, how much do you love animals?
Wait, what?
So real quick. So I have some funnies to post up. So
No.
So this is from the Gateway Pundit. I wonder how true it is. This would be hilarious.
Oh dear. They're usually fairly accurate in their reporting.
Lieutenant Michael Byrd, who shot Ashley Babbitt dead on January 6, 2021 in cold blood, runs an unaccredited daycare center in Maryland at his home and has pocketed $190 million in HHS funds.
Well, considering how corrupt and dirty that guy is, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yep.
Okay, so we got that first one. Okay, so apparently the Supreme Court is issuing its ruling on tariffs on Friday.
Well,
okay.
To clarify, it's suspected they will. So they're having a day where they're issuing opinions, and it's
Yes.
not necessarily going to be the tariff one, but that's the expectation.
Well, again, just going down the list here. Mom of Zoran Mamdani aide, who said owning a home fuels white supremacy, has $1.6 million house in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's true.
These just keep getting better. Quote-unquote, Admiral Alexandria Josephine Barron has been stripped of rank and pension and has been administratively discharged from the Navy. The fucking case finally came down. So, bye, Tune. Then we have
That person. Okay.
Wait, which?
Yep.
What did she do?
Oh,
He-
she was
Oh.
he. It was the Tune admiral that was responsible for the COVID mandates in the Navy or in the military and shit.
Ah, good then.
And then Justice Department sues Arizona and Connecticut for failure to produce voter rolls. This Department of Justice has now sued 23 states for failing to provide voter roll data and will continue filing lawsuits to protect American elections. Accurate voter rolls are a foundation of election integrity, and any state that fails to meet this basic obligation of transparency can expect to see us in court. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
See, I gotta. Oh yeah, when you're done with the list, let me know because I got a Bondi comment. So keep going.
Yep. And then this one kind of flew under the radar. Nobody really talked about it. Mark Kelly has been stripped of his rank, and
oh
his pension,
really?
And has been censured by the Secretary of War.
Oh, I had not heard about that. Oh, that is good news.
Actually, he wasn't completely stripped, from what I understand. He was demoted in rank, and his pension is also going to be reduced to reflect that demotion.
Oh,
he
okay.
wasn't entirely stripped.
I was originally led to believe that he was stripped of rank, but okay, a demotion. But
either way, that's good news.
Okay, what was your comment about Bondi?
Okay, for all of the problems Bondi has, and she's got many and varied, if you add up all the SCOTUS wins that have happened, it's actually kind of impressive.
Yes.
Now, if only somebody would take her fucking phone away.
Exactly.
So this is the only problem I have with Bondi. The only problem. She's a celebrity lawyer.
Yes, I'm aware.
She has this compulsive need to be in front of the camera, speaking to people, doing things, et cetera, et cetera. That's the only problem I have with her.
Yeah.
The woman has fucking, like, it's dub after dub after dub after dub.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't
the woman
even
knows
be
what she's doing.
It wouldn't even be a bad thing if she was good at it, but she's fucking not. She
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that when you're a lawyer that's used to defending fucking celebrities all the time, like, yeah, the celebrity games are not political games. Let's just say that.
Yes.
Oh my lord. So today has been a good day.
Today has been an interesting day. Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, dude, I'm loving this timeline. I am loving this timeline. Statement from Donald Trump. I am pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 to 50 million barrels of high-quality sanctioned oil to the United States of America. This oil will be sold at its market price, and that money will be controlled by me as President of the United States of America to ensure its use to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States. I have asked Energy Secretary Chris Wright to execute this plan immediately. It will be taken by storage ships and brought directly to unloading docks in the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Holy fuck! Do you guys realize what he just said there?
Yep.
No. This is a full-blown partnership. The proceeds of said oil will go towards Venezuela.
Okay. Anybody know offhand what the current market price per barrel?
It's about $55.
55. Okay. Calculator.
That's what?
Let's see.
$250 million? If it's 50 million, I think.
Well, he said 50 million barrels.
Yeah.
50 million on the high end, 30 million on the low end. So I'm gonna do the low end.
Okay, times. It says like about 55 a barrel.
Yeah.
I think I heard the other day it spiked up to 58 after the raid there, but we'll go with 55. $2,750,000,000.
Oh, nice.
And I got on the low end 1.65 billion.
Still nice.
No, what you have to understand is that because the oil is still sanctioned, it can't be sold on the open market. This is taking money away from the illicit trade. This is taking illicit money out of the pipeline.
Okay, I gotta ask.
Oh my God, this is fantastic.
Okay, well, I gotta ask: can we take a portion of that money and just go ahead and buy Greenland?
Well, Greenland, no. Greenland is going to be a military operation as well, but we can kind of get into Greenland if you want to.
Oh yeah, let's get all up in Greenland.
That's what she said.
Sitting there looking all submissive and breedable. A what?
Yes, you couldn't think because there are only like 20 to 30,000 people in. Like, you could in theory offer each person in Greenland $1 million to join the U.S. and you could probably, and that would only be like what, $20 billion, $30 billion. You could probably get it that way.
So no, actually, here's the problem: is that the EU isn't going to let, like, the EU will invade Greenland to prevent us from, like, there's going to be a confrontation. Here's the thing about Greenland: a lot of people don't understand what is the obsession with Greenland, and now there's the military guys that are thinking logically from the perspective of, oh, hey, where Russia positions a lot of its north-facing nuclear forces, Greenland is literally right in the path of the nukes. Yeah. Because remember, we're a sphere, not flat. You know, a lot of people forget this. And so a lot of people are positing, like, oh, it's to deter Russia. No. This is to affect the lockout of the Europeans from the Arctic. Because here's the thing, and I brought this up in the stream I did yesterday. The race to fusion is what is currently at play. We're putting a mission on the moon at the end of this month, beginning of next month. I forget what day exactly, but we're putting a mission on the moon. Like, the race to fusion is on, and the first available pockets of H3 that we have access to, they're in the Arctic. Now there's some other stuff to it, you know, disaster cycle and a few other things like that. But the point is that H3 that's up in the Arctic, yeah, that's going to be a big fucking deal. A very big fucking deal. Because that will be the precursor to allow us to get to fusion. And if we can get to it first and can sign good deals with the Russians and with the Chinese for energy, all of a sudden it creates a very different dynamic in the world across the fucking board. Mind you, the Europeans cannot be allowed to have the Arctic in any way, shape, or form. And Greenland is one of their ways. If we have Greenland, we shut them out of the Arctic. If they have Greenland, they shut us out of the Arctic. It cannot be allowed to happen. And anybody here in the U.S. that's bitching and whining and crying about us taking Greenland, assume without any doubt whatsoever that they are a traitor and a EU proxy, and they must be handled. How they're handled, I'll leave that up to anybody else. Not my job. Hey, Dale.
Yeah.
In regards to Greenland. Check the side chat.
Nice.
Oh, Mitch, check the side chat. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the picture there. You know what?
Did you see
what's the context?
Did you see what the original caption was for that?
And Marco wept, for there were no more worlds to conquer.
Oh.
By the way, I do want to say, Greenland and Denmark requesting a meeting with Marco Rubio is so fucking funny, because they're probably going to be like, are you guys serious about taking Greenland?
Yeah.
Depends how much you want to find out.
Or how much you want to sell it for.
Yep.
Well, if they're smart, they'll understand who they have a better arrangement with and go with us. Because we would actually invest resources into Greenland to help develop it.
Holy shit. Holy fucking shit.
What?
Fucking Ruben Gallego. He's the senator from Arizona.
Yeah, Ruben Gallego.
He's trying to claim this is on the White House website of the so-called Party of Law and Order. Ashley Babbitt was a traitor. She died trying to kill cops and elected officials. She had a knife.
Are you serious?
When was that posted?
This was posted 5 hours ago.
January 6th. Duh.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course he said that. Can I point out the fact that Mr. Smiley, the quote-unquote officer that shot her, should have actually been fired multiple years earlier because he had a nasty habit of leaving his duty pistol in strange places in the public. In the Capitol building.
You mean how he left it in a bathroom and somebody had pictures of it?
Yeah, twice.
And from what I understand, when he shot Ashley Babbitt, he wasn't even trying to shoot at someone. He was just shooting at the fucking window beside the fucking door.
Yes, his official testimony was that it was a warning shot, which would get anybody else arrested.
Yep.
Way I understand self-defense law, if you say I fired a warning shot,
that's assault with a deadly weapon. In Michigan, that's assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, you just invalidated any claim to self-defense right there.
Pretty much.
Because it's basically saying, oh, well, if you're firing a warning shot, then you weren't in immediate danger of bodily or possibly fatal injury, so you didn't need to be using a firearm.
Yep, and you escalated the situation by bringing a firearm into it.
Yes.
Oh, I do want to point out, like, literally, if I tried to make the excuses that he did in the court of law after shooting somebody in my job, yeah, I would be going to jail.
So Gallego said she only got shot because she had a knife with her. She was. Say that again, just so I make sure I've got that right.
Let me find it again.
Sorry.
He said Ashley Babbitt was a traitor. She died trying to kill cops and elected officials. She had a knife.
Trying to kill cops and elected officials. She had a knife. Wow.
Yeah.
That guy just doesn't know when to shut up.
Let me check our little list we supposedly got from the head of Venezuela intelligence there.
He's a House rep. He's a House rep, not senator.
Oh, House rep. Okay. I thought he said he was senator
so
there.
Our friend Adam, what's happened in Iraq and Libya and now Venezuela proves that the most brutal measures of communist dictatorships to crush internal enemies were 100% justified. Ignore the crocodile tears for victims, hesitate, and they'll snort oink viciously over your country's corpse. I am 100% behind treating this motherfucker to the most painful enhanced interrogation possible.
Yes.
Followed by a helicopter ride.
Yeah. Waterboard him, but not with water, with pig's blood.
I'm sorry. Which particular motherfucker?
Oh, Adam.
Are we still talking about fire?
The guy who
No,
goes...
no. We're talking about his adopted name is Hazal Den. His real name's Adam. And literally, I literally just commented on the post and just said, "Shut up, Adam." like again, use his legal name against me. Fucking hates it. But it's just like, sir, I just want to let you know that there are plenty of people like me in this world that look at that statement and they're like, "Huh, okay, you just gave me justification. Thank you." Thank you. Huh?
I'm the dots here, and that's my fault because I'm doing 5 things at the same time. Who is this guy?
I just posted it down in the side chat.
Okay, thanks. Man, I absolutely love this. When you get deliveries, it's raining, and they stick the cardboard box out in the open. I'm sorry, that's why they put giant rolls of clear bags in the delivery truck.
Yep.
Sorry.
And these delivery people, they expect tips?
Yes.
That's why they don't get tips.
Yes. And if it was just junk, I wouldn't care, except it's an MP3 player and a book. Yes, they still make MP3.
Yeah, both things that would not be good to get wet.
No.
The only thing I have to say in response to that gentleman right there, or Adam, as you say his name is hashtag McCarthy was right.
Yep.
Oh, Haji. Okay. That makes more sense now.
Oh, okay. So here's a little post. As being reported by The Economist, the U.S. is trying to take Greenland from Denmark by negotiating directly with the authorities there. The U.S. is developing a draft agreement with Greenland, which it's funny, if things weren't progressing well, why would a draft agreement be made?
I did my same thought as soon as you said draft agreement. I said, "Whoa, wait a second."
That could be offered directly to island's authorities, bypassing Denmark. By the way, anybody know historically how Denmark got a hold of Greenland? Anybody know that?
The Danes got a hold of it?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't them that found it. That was
Norway.
Yeah.
It was no. The Danes got a hold of it through the Danish-Norwegian Union, and they kept it after they let Norway go.
That makes sense.
The proposal involves a free association agreement where the U.S. provides funding and improvements in living standards, while Greenland hands over all defense matters to Washington, but the island retains internal self-government. Oh my lord, it's almost like we're gonna hand them the best fucking possible deal because fuck it, we can, and Denmark can't do shit about it.
So basically Puerto Rico. It's a territory.
Basically.
With more self-governance.
Basically.
Hold on, I'm calling somebody retarded.
Yeah, as long as they don't start building lowriders.
Wait, I called it almost like Puerto Rico. No, Greenland would be useful. Puerto Rico is just a disaster zone. Literally.
Yes.
They still have cases of water from that hurricane.
Really?
No joke. They are still finding cases of water in storage units near the airport.
kind of ridiculous.
From the hurricane that was almost 10 years ago now? No, it was more than 10 years ago because that was Obama and Clinton.
Hey, quick question. I'm sorry, I was a little bit distracted earlier. And I happen to have seen what Adam posted. Didn't he say something similar to Halsey when they were having their debate here a few months ago?
Oh yeah, he's tried to justify communist violence all the time.
Shit.
Yeah, back in the 70s in high school, some friends of the, a guy my father worked with back then when we moved up to Kentucky, his eldest daughter had already been in the Navy for quite some time. Her husband were both, Navy enlisted, and they came back to visit for a while on leave one time after they'd been stationed for a few years down in Puerto Rico. And yeah, their opinion of Puerto Rico was one of the happiest days of their life when they finally got transferred out of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I have a question for you. If it turns out that list of senators is true, and then it's like, let's start looking at the House of Reps. How salty do you think Thomas Massey's going to be?
I would say that would depend on the dollar value.
Yeah.
I think we'll find out how fast he goes on vacation.
Oh, dude, his kids and his new wife are just sitting there like, where'd he go?
New wife. I'm sorry, I can go on all day with the new wife. That is such a joke.
Oh yeah, no, it's hilarious because it's like, yo, bro, were you doinking your secretary while your wife was dying from cancer? Like, is that literally what was going on here?
It was either an immaculate relationship or yes, he was.
Dude, I'm sorry, but at this point in time, like anybody who genuinely supports Thomas Massey, like I'm just like, bro, you're gonna be so disappointed, and you're gonna try to kayfabe your way through rationalizing and reconciling, and you're just gonna go through all the motions, and it's gonna be so funny, and I'm gonna have no sympathy for you, none whatsoever.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Can we actually, this is funny. Can we acknowledge something real quick about Marco Rubio?
Sure.
Besides the fact that he's doing about 10 times better than anybody thought he was going to?
Well, not just that, but can we just acknowledge one thing? He was confirmed 99-0.
Yes, he was.
These poor motherfuckers are sitting there, and they're probably kicking themselves in the fucking pants.
They're probably guaranteed screw up we could have had, and what did we get? Yeah.
Yeah, they voted 99-0 because the Dems thought he was just going to be a useless figurehead, and surprise, surprise.
Yep.
How would that sound for a 2028 ticket, Vance and Rubio?
I'd vote for
See,
that.
the better Rubio does, the more I'm like, okay, I'm open to you, because I used to have a very negative opinion of him,
Same.
and now I'm just like, I guess I gotta like you.
Yes.
Vance, Vance Rubio or Vance somebody and keep Rubio right where he's at.
Yeah. Vance and
Oh,
Tulsi.
dude. Well, funny enough, I actually have a feeling that DeSantis might get the role of Secretary of State.
Good job.
So I saw a Twitter post earlier that I think sums up pretty much all of our thoughts on Marco Rubio. Here it is. Include that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's about it.
that really is. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty fucking, that's stellar. That's fucking stellar.
He kind of did.
Yeah.
He has pretty much just shown up out of the blue with the second most ultimate pimp hand I've seen in the administration right now.
Yep.
The new Governor General of Venezuela.
Yep.
Or if he gets his way, of Cuba.
Yeah, in
yeah.
the span of a year, Marco Rubio will become the president of Venezuela, the governor of Cuba, and the new Shah of Iran.
Oh, Lord.
And Lord Protector of Colombia probably as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing, despite all the bluster words the president of Colombia issued the other night, I imagine he's probably shaking in his fucking boots right about now. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Mias, what are we gonna do?
Well, honestly, about the Colombia, like, my suspicion is he's probably going to be gone in June, because there is an election in Colombia in June, and he's apparently not very popular there. So we might not even have to take him out. He might just be taken out via the natural process.
So, real quick. Please tell me this is who I think it is. Please tell me this is who I think it is. Oh my God, I love you, Gavin. I love you, President Coolidge. It's great to have you. It's great to have you. Welcome, sir.
Sorry, I had to go with character, not say hardly anything.
I fucking love you. This man knows how to meme, and it's great.
Yeah, that would be staying in character.
So real quick, I got another funny one for you guys, because now, Gavin, you strolled in while we were doing the funny bit at the end where we kind of scroll Twitter and talk shit about people. So we got a Muslim here, a green, as I like to call them. The judge in Venezuelan president's case is a 92-year-old Israeli-American dual citizen, a Zionist. That's it. That's the tweet. Community note. The judge's name is Alvin Hellerstein. He's not Israeli. He is American-born. Last year, he blocked Trump's plan to deport anti-Israel protesters.
So,
Fake news.
I've learned really quick. I've learned really quick that these America First guys are not taking very good lessons from Antifa on grifting online. They give up really quick.
Yes.
Like, they know they're full of shit.
Lie frequently, lie often, lie loudly. Sooner or later, somebody's going to believe you, and you will believe yourself as well.
Well, because I've just been making declarative statements like, all right, the left and Nick Fuentes they're America First and the left are the same. I mean, they behave the same. People are like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, it's literally reactionary identity politics, dude. That's all it is.
That's what a lot of it has become.
Oh,
yes.
shit. Oh, shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but Dan Bongino and Matt Gaetz are apparently going at it.
Yep.
Really?
So Dan Bongino fucking posts his thing yesterday. And then Matt Gaetz responds at Grok, when did Dan Bongino run for office and how did he perform as a candidate? Dan Bongino replies, maybe if I spent more time at shady parties with moneyed insiders, I would have won. I heard you know a bit about that. You've always been a dick, by the way, grifting off your daddy like a suckling little doggy. When I first met you in the Panhandle, I knew you were a piece of shit. It's written all over your phony face of yours. Holy shit.
That sounds
Tell
like
you something. If there's one thing I can say about Dan Bongino, he can go toe to toe with any Marine when it comes to a verbal fight.
So
like,
then, no, real quick. Matt Gaetz replies, I'm glad you remember meeting me so many years ago. I recall you gave a moving speech about your time in law enforcement. I told you I liked it. I'm dearly proud of my father. We make a great team. Are you saying having a successful father is a bad thing? Did you share that viewpoint with President Trump or Don Jr.? I share your disdain for moneyed insiders. It's why I was the only Republican in Congress who refused lobbyists and PAC donations. Why are you angry at me? Because you don't like my face. This is your big white pill message against the Doomers, that I had a bad face. You made a post about being a candidate for office during the Tea Party movement. Twice thereafter, I didn't know the full history, so I simply asked Grok if you had won any of those elections. Apparently, you underperformed as a political candidate, but you're a world-class streamer. Cool. Take a chill pill, Dan. And then he fucking, Matt Gaetz fucking, he posts, use code MAT10, and it's a link to All Family Pharmacy. And then
actually know a little bit about how Bongino performed in the two elections election runs he had. He was in a D+20 area, and he came in, I want to say it was 5 short in the first one and 1 short in the second.
Not bad.
In a D+20. Without any outside major funding.
That sounds like the Sean Ryan, Dan Crenshaw drama going on right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hold on.
And that was just outside of D.C. right after he had left Secret Service.
Oh.
I forget exactly where it was at, but that was basically a D.C. sub.
Interesting.
So yeah, Gaetz. That's not the Owen Gaetz thinks it is.
Oh shit! Matt Gaetz apparently went on fucking. Oh fuck! By the way, then Dan Bongino replies with to that. That's right, doggy. Backpedal away. Good move. Now go blame the Jews for your dumbass tweet. Apparently Matt Gaetz went on fucking Tucker Carlson and blamed Israel for the for some shit. Hold on, let me look at the.
So I watched that interview. He actually pointed out the people that he was blaming were convicted for doing the thing he said they did in an American court. So the Israelis he was blaming did go to jail for doing the thing he said they were doing.
Okay.
Which was basically they were trying to basically from my understanding they were trying to blackmail his dad by
No, I know that story. I know the story. This is why I've always gone to bat for Matt Gaetz, because I know of that story. I know the actual story behind, did he have sex with a 17-year-old? Yes. But said 17-year-old was given an official ID by a Florida tax officer, who now that Florida tax officer is in jail for giving minors official ID showing that they were older than what they were. Like,
Yeah.
like I know the full extent of the story.
Yeah, he was jailed specifically because he was selling real IDs to minors.
Yes.
And not one or two. It was many dozens of them.
Yeah, it was like 50 or something like that, all total. But yeah, no, I'm aware of the Madgate story. The thing is that I again, the problem is that you're gonna be like, oh,
he lived into it.
yeah. But the point is that at the end of the day, now I understand why Dan Bongino is fucking reacting the way he is to him, because again, the problem is that so many people have been fucking on this whole it's the Jews thing, that it's like, okay, you're all fucking retarded.
And I don't know anybody that's sane that would be going after Bongino right now, because he basically pennied himself. You know, he made himself broke compared to what he was and where he could have been. And he was forced to muzzle himself while he was working in the FBI voluntarily, and got screwed doing it.
By the way, I just want to say, but here's the problem, is when Bryce Lindcomb is coming out to defend you, that's not a good look.
Who's that?
No, it's not.
Here, I'll just copy this and share it real quick.
All right.
He has got about 9 months of seriously fucking pissed off, ready to go.
Oh, while I was thinking about it, while we were talking about Tucker. Yeah, that's my new nickname for Tucker. Yeah, while Tucker was mentioned, did you hear him say why we went into Venezuela and got Maduro?
So I have to correct you there. That is fake news being spread by certain, let's say, foreign nationalists. That clip was taken months ago and is completely out of context. If you watch the video I posted from like yesterday or last night of his newest interview, he is not in any way opposed to, like, you know, he is not expressing any disapproval for the thing that happened in Venezuela.
Good.
Which is why I said in the when I posted that video, like, if anyone's wondering is Tucker one of the good guys or no, watch this, and you can. I think it's fair to say after watching that you can conclude he is still on the side of good.
Tucker, ow, son of. Sorry, I just seriously nailed my elbow. Tucker is very questionable.
Well, he interviews people, but like it's kind of his job.
No. Here's the problem. Here's the problem I have with Tucker is that I think what the problem is Tucker is he's trying to play the middle game as much as possible with everything because he is so desperate to maintain his platform. I think his thing is just, I want to maintain my platform. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't care about any of the bullshit. I just want to maintain my platform.
It's kind of like the NRA fighting with gun control regulation under the table to justify its existence. I mean, once you've taken care of the NFA fully, there's no reason to justify having the NRA around. So
that's entirely incorrect. There's a lot of stuff that can be done. That's what. They're not getting.
They're not getting money for people. So, like, a lot of these right-wing alarmists need a crisis. They need something dire to report on. That's what they've been running on for the past decade.
Well, they're not getting money now because they keep wishy-washing and screwing the Second Amendment defenders in the back. I mean, they just keep screwing us over and over and over. So, no, they're not. They literally would be getting more money if they just got off their ass and either did something effectively or sat down and did nothing.
Well, the NRA.
Holy shit!
What?
So apparently there are some polls that are starting to come out of South America in regards to the Venezuelan operation.
Yeah. They're very...
Costa Rica plus 80, Colombia plus 67, Peru plus 63, Chile plus 62, Panama plus 59, Argentina plus 30, Ecuador plus 24, Uruguay plus 19, Mexico plus 1.
Yep.
I wonder why it's only plus 1 in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the Jordan. Sorry.
yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
can't
I
help
couldn't
it.
resist. That was just
fun.
sitting there.
That was a funny one.
And I can say that because I'm Jewish by birth. Not by practice, but by birth.
Have you guys been seeing these rhinoids have been saying shit like Trump's invading Venezuela so that Netanyahu's playing him into his trap to collect oil for Israel.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that, unfortunately.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, the whole he invaded Venezuela for Israel is like the most retarded slop possible.
That's not a leap in logic. That's just no logic at all.
Yes.
Like, where's the correlation here first?
Oh, I can answer. It's the Jordan. Correlation.
Plug in.
That's Jordan.
Well, it's getting to a point where
Insert angry German rant here.
Okay, I need this image just because it's a great fucking image.
Well, when someone drops the
check the side chat real quick.
Nice.
Check the
when
side chat
someone
real quick.
bullshit,
Guys.
I've just been.
I just need to say this. Give me all your El Presidentes.
Yeah, the only thing that's missing is the NVGs.
No, yeah. Look at that. Chinese foreign minister. Trump does not represent American people, but only Zionist interests. Oh. We're playing this game. Oh, China. Oh, China, you foolish bastards.
Are they trying to play on the stupid media narrative?
It would appear so.
Well, when someone says it's the Jews anymore, there's no rebuttal except, dude, just shut the fuck up.
Yes, that is the proper response.
There's no discussion. Just shut up.
If that's the excuse or the reason, it's yep, you have no valid response. I'm going to ignore you on principle at this point.
And that's what people have been doing for past couple months, but I think everyone's getting pretty sick and tired of it's the Jews shit. It's like, I'm not a Zionist. I just don't fucking care.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's all you can think of, then you're worthless. It's not a case of if it may or may not be. It's a flat out a case of if that's your default response.
It's like, sure, we could talk about Israel for about 10 minutes. That's about the maximum allotted amount of time necessary to discuss geopolitics with Israel right now. That's how insignificant they are.
Yeah.
Here.
Guys, Danielle Smith just fucked herself. Holy shit.
What happened?
Recent events surrounding Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro emphasize the importance that we expedite the development of pipelines to diversify our oil export markets, which, by the way, hold on. Which, by the way, where does Canada send its oil? Anybody know? It's pretty easy.
Canada? Here.
Yep. Well,
Pacific, Texas.
Well, this is so fucking hilarious to me. Diversify our oil export markets, including a new indigenous co-owned bitumen pipeline to BC's northwest coast to reach Asian markets. Alberta's government is continuing its work to submit an application to the Major Project Office and expects the federal government to move forward with urgency. The work doesn't stop there. Alberta supports building pipelines in all directions to get our product to market, and we look forward to continuing to work with provincial and federal partners to advance these projects.
Wow.
They... Oh my God. This woman is going to be deposed. She's going to be fucking deposed. Because the people of Alberta are just going to be, they're just going to have fucking enough.
Yeah, and just to confirm, which is this woman again? Say her name.
This is Danielle Smith.
Okay. Thanks.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and
Well, so, I mean, what seems to be the problem with that statement? Because, I mean, if your economy is mostly based on oil, doesn't it make sense for your province to, want to sell as much oil as possible?
Yes, but notice how the statement was geared towards, okay, we need to get the Canadian government to fucking work with us so we can save ourselves. Like, this is complete and utter rejection of the United States level shit.
Well, wasn't one of those pipelines supposed to go through Montana or something?
The
Keystone XL.
Yeah, that. Before, I think it was Obama killed it, or was it Biden that killed it?
Well, it was both. But no, the point is that what this is that it's literally, the Americans are going to be getting oil from Venezuela, and we can't compete with that, so we need to go elsewhere to find markets for our oil. Like, that's what that was. We can't compete with Venezuela, so we have to go elsewhere. And it's like, okay, good luck, have fun. Like, you're not going to enjoy what happens.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. We're not going to worry about you anymore.
Oh no! We're gonna see. We're gonna be seizing Canada. Don't worry. That's going to be happening. Do not worry. It's just a case of now it's gonna be like, oh no, this is gonna be on our terms, bitch. Like, we're not giving you terms.
Well, is the assumption that is being made is that Venezuelan oil is too inexpensive, so the U.S. won't be buying any more Albertan oil, or is it something else? Like, was she saying that she can't compete she can't compete for the U.S. market, so they have to go elsewhere because the Venezuelan oil will be, like, the U.S. will choose that over them?
Well, the problem is that by not asserting their autonomy, by not saying we're going to do this, that is a signal. They're laying down and dying. Simply. Fine. I would love to see her try to talk her way through Cornerstone. Because apparently, and this has been confirmed by Tom Luongo, Danielle Smith will be at Cornerstone in Calgary this March.
What is Cornerstone?
It's a economics forum that the gentleman's name is Sean Newman. He's a podcaster, but he's also an economist. He puts it together every year, and last year they had about 1,500 people attend the conference.
Damn.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, no, it's not a small gig. The year prior they had about 1,000, and then they got up to about 1,500. Their goal is to hit 1,500 this year, but go further if they can. I would actually be going if it wasn't for the fact that I don't feel like stepping into enemy territory.
What sort of economics conference is it?
It covers a lot of different topics. It's like a 7-day conference.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's a week-long thing. By the way, we have Jeb Bush. Our country will be safer with the illegitimate president of Venezuela in place. Thank you, Maria Corina Machado, for your courage. Thank you, President Trump and Secretary Rubio, for bringing Maduro to justice. Yes. On time, on schedule, right above the target.
I thought Jeb was the target most of the time. He just realized it. No, I'm sorry. He's not the target. He's just so big he covers the target.
Please
And
clap.
what basically isn't covered, his ego covers the rest. Oh my god.
What the fuck? Oh, what did Vivek do now? Hold on. What did he do?
Whatever he did, I'm pretty sure it involved him putting his foot in his mouth.
It's possible. I saw a thing saying he was leaving social media, but I'm also not sure if that's actually true or not.
Well, I'm going to point out that apparently he's doing well in the fundraising side of things.
That's good.
Any idea if he was taking money from Maduro yet?
Oh, unrelated, but here's a funny headline. Classic Florida man or Florida woman problems.
Oh, God. You say classic, and I'm just like, oh, God.
Florida woman hit with felony charge of shooting or throwing a deadly missile into a dwelling. After, apparently, I did not know that was a specific. I did not know that launching a missile into a house was a specific charge in Florida.
Well, to be fair, here a few years ago, Florida charged a feller with assault with a deadly weapon after he threw an alligator into a Wendy's drive-thru.
Fair enough. Oh, while we're
Was
on
it
the
the gator that filed the charges against him?
Yes.
Oh, shoot, that reminds me. With all the cocaine and shit being
Wait. I just need to point this out. She threw lip gloss at somebody.
Apparently that's considered a missile in Florida.
Guys, I'm just gonna say this right now. My company's based in Florida, and they are retarded. They are literally the most retarded company I have ever fucking dealt with.
Makes sense.
The fact that the legal system down there is like that is absolutely hilarious, and it fucking just fits the profile.
Speaking of, what I was going to ask earlier, with all the cocaine and shit being carteled, how's that going to affect Caltech in their weapons development?
Oh, yeah, you about Caltech earlier. What's up with all of that? I meant to ask earlier.
And I'm willing to bet that the folks over at Caltech have a strategic supply of the stuff for just these occasions.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What's going on with Caltech?
Well, Brandon Herrera in his video the other day, the one that started out with like, the parody of the raid to Nab Maduro.
Yeah.
Basically, he had thing in there that he actually mentioned that now that they're cutting off the drugs from Venezuela, said he wondered how that was going to affect Caltech and their weapons development.
Okay, so they lost their biggest customer type of thing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, guys,
Their biggest customer is a bunch of rednecks.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, you were saying, yeah, oh, guys.
The one good thing I can say about Florida is, as far as their law enforcement, they seem to have very little tolerance for those sovereign citizens. I'm not driving, I'm traveling, so therefore I have no license, no registration, and no insurance type of bullshit.
Oh, they hate that.
Guys, real quick. So we got to kind of spin back up Venezuela talk for a second. We now have a number of personnel that were killed in the raid on the presidential palace.
Oh yeah, wasn't it 34? Wasn't it 34 Cubans?
I think it was up to 43.
Oh.
No, 55.
Oh wow.
Oh damn! Man, they were stacking them up like cordwood down there.
No. I'm sorry, 55. I don't care how big of an element you're going in with. There's no way you don't take casualties. There's definitely going to be wounded.
No, they said there was wounded.
Yeah, there was just no fatality. There were a couple of injuries, just no fatality. Nothing serious.
Yeah. There was. They didn't say how many people were injured, but they said there were injuries, as in plural. They just said there was no fatality.
Point is that our guys are good, but are they good enough to just brush through fucking 55 dudes in a defensive posture without taking any KIA whatsoever?
They had at least one gunship, one bird orbiting above them when they were attacking.
I'm talking internally.
In the building.
Internally, no. I have a sneaky suspicion that there might have been an inside fucking job involved with this.
It's also possible that the people...
It's already been flat out said that one of Maduro's confidants was in on it.
Well, here's my point. Is the majority of those losses we do know were in fact Cuban.
Yeah.
And we did have a discussion the other day where we basically, it was low-key confirmed the Cubans have basically been acting as enforcers because, for example, the police unit, I forget what the name of them is off the top of my head again, but that police unit that Maduro was quote-unquote using to enforce his rule, they were made up primarily of Cubans.
Yes. Yeah. And a decent portion of his personal security, his really violent enforcers, and some of his intelligence, his higher level intelligence operatives.
So, who wants to bet that somebody decided, hey, fuck these Cubans?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, anything's possible considering right now we have virtually no details, as far as tactically how that battle took place. We don't know the layout of, the presidential palace, so to speak. We don't know where the Cubans and the rest of them are deployed. And we don't know what type of weapons were used, as in hand grenades can take out several people at a fucking time. So
that's my
we don't.
thing.
So,
In a defensive urban engagement, hand grenades are literally used judiciously by each side.
Oh yeah, the God's finger.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that most of the motherfuckers that died in that presidential palace were dead before our boys hit the deck.
Well, like I was saying, they had a bird orbiting above them when they were hitting that place. So, a rocket or two into the side of the building, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Right there.
You're not...
Depending on how reinforced the walls were, all it would take is a rocket or two if they had thermal looking through the wall.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's also possible that the people they did actually engage with were just really incompetent. I mean, the Cuban military isn't exactly known for its competence.
Depends on what part.
That's a deadly mistake to make, because if you're going up against, I forget what they're called, but they're the guys that wear the red berets in the Cuban military.
Those are the guys that were trained by specimens.
Yeah, those guys are fucking nasty. They're nasty.
Yeah. Bottom line is, we're just pulling assumptions out of our ass until somebody in the know gives a detailed tactical breakdown, shows layout of the place, and gives a blow-by-blow account of what happened during that battle, and if or not, they bought somebody off in the inside and took out a good number of them themselves for, like you said, our guys hit the ground.
They have officially announced that part of how they got the intel is they had a high-level internal person that turned on, that sold information, including the full blueprints to his house. Not just a hand-drawn thing. They had the full book. So, if they knew where people were sleeping, they could have just blown up that part of the house.
Yeah. Also, apparently it is also they didn't say how many out of the 32 of the Cubans who were killed there. A portion of them weren't military; they were intelligence services. So it's possible that they killed, they weren't exactly the cream of the crop when it comes to
No. That's a mistake, because the unit that I referenced, that William acknowledged as well, that unit is considered intelligence services. They're good. They know what they're doing. So again, I'm just sitting here like, somebody fragged these guys in their sleep.
They definitely have to jump on them somewhere.
Also, I'm just looking right now at they actually had a tweet where it listed the people who were killed, and a lot of them were in their 50s and 60s.
Oh, that I did not know.
Yeah, the average age is mid-30s or something, and there's a lot of 40, 50, and 60-year-olds.
Mid-30s makes perfect sense. 40 years old actually makes decent sense as well if you're looking at higher level intelligence or high level military, because they actually are a lot older than you would think.
Yep.
High level
average
military, they actually run in their late 30s to mid 40s and early 40s.
No, the average SF guy is, if I remember correctly, the average SF guy that is tier 1 is somewhere, it's 38 or something like that.
Really?
I think it runs about 35 to 40. That's the normal window. You'll see a little younger. You won't see much older unless they're in a command position. But to be able to be as good as they need to be, it takes them 10 to 12 years regular military and second tier special forces, and another 5 to 8 years in the first tier.
Well, let me put it to you this way: most guys that if they skip tier 3 and go straight into tier 2, they spend about 10 years in tier 2 before they even get their first shot at tier 1, unless they're a fucking prodigy. And then even then, most guys miss their first shot at tier 1, and then they get their second shot a few years later. So most guys, if they enlist when they're 18 and skip straight to tier 2, they're there for until they're 28, 30 before they get a chance to go tier 1.
Yeah, and then you're looking at 31 to 33 getting in, active in the field at 35 to 38. Because it literally
and then
takes
usually like if I remember correctly, the average chief in the Navy SEAL or Dev group, my bad. The average chief is running like I think it's like 41, 42, something like that.
Probably.
So yeah, that age disparity, like, that makes sense to me.
Fair enough. But when you're late 30s and early 40s, aren't you already kind of like, that begins the age where you're not as, capable physically as, like, say, early 30s or mid 20s?
No, if you
that's if you're not taking care of yourself and you're not working on yourself.
Yeah, as long as you've not been seriously injured or have been and have healed properly. Those guys are always taking care of themselves. They're good into their 50s. They come out of the field at 50 to 55.
Yeah.
Or they're higher level officers and maybe still in the field. And
remember, tier 1 is operating, and these guys were tier 1. They're operating at a level where their missions are quiet, in the dark, hitting a target, getting the fuck out.
Yeah.
And
if they're in the field for more than 45 minutes, maybe an hour, they've already failed at something major. They aim
effectively
less than a half hour.
Well, and another thing to understand is that, most tier 3 guys, the reason why most tier 3 guys, they cycle out when they're, going into their late 20s, early 30s, is because they're disposable assets at the end of the day. They're there to fill the seat and do the shit that they're told to do. And so there's not a lot of care put into them. You go to the Air Force, for example, most Air Force guys, there's a reason why we take such good care of them, because they operate until they're in their early 40s, and then eventually they cycle out because their reaction times just slow down enough that it's not conducive for them to be dogfighting.
But that doesn't matter as much in, say, infantry or say special special forces.
Well, in special forces work, smooth is fast, or slow is smooth is fast. It's the whole concept of you're operating at a much different tempo than infantry guys. Like you're operating in a whole different wavelength.
All right. No,
Hey guys.
what I mean is, sorry, go ahead.
Just an aside here, I was just doing a quick check over on YouTube, see if anything interesting had popped up. One guy does live streams every day, that Matt Morris TV. Guess what he was just talking about on his live stream?
What?
The draft deal that's being drawn up to be proposed to Greenland. So it's already hitting the news here.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no. If there's a draft deal or a draft agreement in the works, that means the negotiations with Greenland have already gone very far. Which then, at that point in time, the Danes and the rest of the EU are going to be very, very pissed.
Well, apparently, from what one of the saying, one of the tweets on Twitter they were showing said Denmark has actually said in the past that how independent Greenland wants to be was up to the people living in Greenland. So if they live up to that statement, if people in Greenland vote to take the deal, there you go.
Yeah, and what I suspect is going on is Denmark, if this meeting, given the information we now have, if this meeting goes down the way I think it's going to go down, is it's going to be Denmark being like, okay, can we just get something out of this?
And what that one tweet said, Denmark would get out of the 4 billion euros they promised to upgrade the defenses of Greenland.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, they would get out of that $4 billion liability.
Well, that's the thing is, if we say to Green, or if we say to Denmark, hey, we'll give you a little bit of scratch just to sweeten the deal for you, and at that point in time, Denmark just is like, yeah, no, fuck it, like we can't develop any of the infrastructure here anyways. We don't have the fucking money, and every time we've tried to get fucking BP in here, they always fuck shit up. So, like, fuck it.
Well, here's the really easy way of doing this. There's roughly 30,000 people in Greenland. Roughly. Probably a little bit more. I doubt it's more than 35. I saw the numbers, rough numbers on it. If you give every single one of them $1 million, you're looking at $300 billion. Screw that. Give them each $2 million. You're looking at less than $1 trillion. You're going to make that back in a couple years, and we are going into debt $1 trillion every 110 days right now. That's fucking pennies for the investment.
Dude, I just want to point out that your math is way the fuck off.
Yeah, it's not
35 billion for $1 million.
Yeah. So there are.
I said roughly
50.
Roughly 30,000 people in Greenland. If you give each of them $1 million, that would be 300 million.
You're off by a factor of 10. No. You're off by a factor of 10.
35 billion.
Yeah. So
it's 35 billion.
I thought I said 300 billion.
No, you said 300 billion, but you were off by a factor of 10.
Okay, so what would it be? 300 million?
Okay, so
35 billion.
So there are 56,000 people in Greenland, and if you gave them all $1 million, you'd be 56 million. Oh, sorry, 56 billion. Right? It wouldn't be 500.
My point's even better then.
Exactly.
My math is way the fuck off. So give them $3 million apiece and say, "Hey, come on home."
Yes.
Well, and no, here's the point. Here's the point. You don't do that. You fucking make a commitment of we'll develop, $25 billion worth of fucking infrastructure in your nation, and then we'll do the oil shit and the gas shit separately. We'll set up a fund where 20 or 30% of the proceeds go to you guys, and then we take the other 70% to us. And then at that point in time, you get a nice little fucking oil and gas fund that you can use freely for whatever the fuck you want to do. We put a shit ton of infrastructure work into your country, fucking just basically turn it into a fucking, northern Dubai, because, $25 billion. Think about that. That's really going to revamp the infrastructure of a fucking nation like Greenland.
Yes.
And then at that point in time, you literally sit there and you fucking just rake in the cash. And then you look at the Danes and you say, look, you know what? We'll sweeten the deal for you. We'll give you $10 billion.
And laugh in their face. Yeah.
Well, no, it wouldn't be laughing. It wouldn't be us laughing in their face. We just literally say, like, hey, look, you know what? We'll give you $10 billion. We'll take the liability off your hands so you don't have to fucking manage this place anymore. And you can, use that for your sovereign wealth fund. And then at that point in time, what is Denmark going to do? They're going to fucking sell.
Well, if their populace hears about it, and if the Danes hear about it and the government says no, they're going to have a revolt.
Hey, I got a quick question about Greenland.
Sounds like a europhile.
Yeah.
Isn't that place just about as inhospitable as Iceland?
It's way more inhospitable than
It's
Iceland.
a hell of a lot worse.
So, fun fact, do you know why Greenland is called Greenland and Iceland is called Iceland?
Because someone got their shit bass backwards?
No. It was specifically to trick people into if they wanted to trick people into thinking that Greenland was the hospitable one. So if they were going to get invaded, they'd invade the shitty place and they'd leave the nice place alone.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Eric the Red intentionally misnamed it so he could trick people into coming.
Yes. Like, because Iceland was very nice and hospitable, so he didn't want anyone else to know that it is nice and hospitable. I
think it was Eric the Red I think it was Leif Erikson that hit Iceland, and Eric the Red, which is a relation to him, that went to Greenland. I think. I might have it backwards, but I think it's Leif Erikson and then...
Oh my God. This Kim... Okay, so you guys know Kim.com, right?
Yes.
This little shitster.
No.
This little shitster
No.
Is
don't know.
Desperate to just shit on the U.S. so hard. He says, wouldn't it be fun if Canada invades the U.S.? Motherfucker, I am sorry. Conscript your entire population. We'll fucking just kill them all.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't our entire Marine Corps have about the same amount of manpower, if not a little bit more, than the entire Canadian military?
So I saw Kim.com was bitching about the operation, and I saw a very, very good response to his bitching about the operation, and I'm going to post it here by a very nicely named account too.
You very nicely named the what?
And I said by an account that has quite the nice name too. If you know, you know. Your operation wasn't successful because you killed too many of our people.
Oh my god, that's so fucking good. By the way, is that account what I think it is?
Yes, it is.
Oh, brilliant!
I figured you'd get the reference.
Mein Kaiser,
Yes.
Kaiser. Oh, you beautiful son of a bitch, you.
Yep.
God, Legend of the Galactic Heroes is so fucking. Oh, dude,
It's the best.
it beats Star Wars in every metric. Like, I'm sorry
It does.
to anybody who wants to hate on me for that statement, but Star Wars ain't got nothing on Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Nope.
Like, the Japanese have been cooking. The Japanese have been cooking since 1923, and they just haven't stopped.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Dale here got me hooked on the space Prussians.
Oh, so did you ended up watching more of it since we last?
A little bit.
Oh,
I watched what I could.
fair enough.
I don't think I've heard of it.
I still need to rewatch the remake that they put out because the remake looks beautiful. Like the original looks great as is. It's fantastic, but the remake is just mwah. It's like seeing Space Battleship Yamato back in the 70s and then looking at the new one, and it's just
So they actually didn't like butcher. I never watched it because I was worried that they're just gonna ruin it. So they didn't ruin it.
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I know that they did a remake and the visuals are just stunning. They're just stunning. And mind you, the hilarious part about it is that the fighters, like one of the best parts of Legends of the Galactic Heroes, and I'm gonna go on a fucking rampage with this one.
All right.
Is the fighter design, because the fighters make so much sense. They're minimalistic. They're sleek. They are capable. Like a wolf pack of them can easily kill a capital ship. Like they are so spectacular. It's unfucking real. And it's like they just make so much sense. They're not, like, to be fair to Star Wars, all the fighter craft from the original series make sense. The X-wing, the Y-wing, the A-wing, the TIE fighter, the TIE interceptor, even the B-wing. A lot of people didn't understand the B-wing until like you actually study it. All of the ships made sense, but the fucking pod fighters in Legend of the Galactic Heroes take the fucking cake. It's like looking at Star Furies from Babylon 5. It's delicious.
Also, another thing I think one of the better parts about Legend of the Galactic Heroes is that, unlike most sci-fi, when it comes to large battles in space, they actually, all three dimensions actually matter.
Oh God, it's so fucking great.
Yeah,
it's so good. And mind you, the formations, because of the fact that because the weapons are so big, they have to build the ship around the weapons, and that's that's the whole thing about the design ethos. The fact that they fight in the formations they do makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like it's spectacular, it's fantastic, and it's just so good, so good.
Yep.
And then the ground, and then the hand-to-hand combat. Like the fact that hand-to-hand combat is a thing, because it would be a thing.
Yep. With all those fucking giant axes, always adds a nice touch.
Well, my dad was watching it with me, right? Mm-hmm. And he saw the big ass battle axes, and he's like, why are they so big? Like, that just looks goofy. I'm like, no, Dad, think about it. You're in 0G. You need mass in order to cut into things.
Yep.
And he's like, oh fuck, they're swinging those around in 0G. Oh my God. And so you need the mass of the object itself to be able to cut through, armor and shit. And when it dawned on him, it was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And I'm like, now, do you understand why they only use axes? Why they only use swords on planet, and why they use axes in space? And he's like, because an axe has so much more mass. And I'm like, yes. And that's why you never see axes on the ground or on the celestial level of combat. It's always laser pistols and swords, because swords, they're lighter. You don't need something so heavy in Atmo. You can cut somebody pretty well with a fucking sword. Yeah, it's so good. They thought of everything in that show, and it's just brilliant.
Guys, I need to call it a night here. Got some stuff to finish up before it's bedtime there.
All right.
All right. Love you,
Have
Grandpa.
a good
night. Night, Pop.
Honestly,
I heard you call the old seaman Grandpa.
Yes. Honestly, I think the rant about Legend of the Galactic Heroes is a good place to end tonight's episode, as we are about 3 hours in.
Yes, that's it. That's a fantastic.
So to all you who may be listening to this, if you haven't watched Legend of the Galactic Heroes, watch it. And
10 out of 10 would recommend to fucking everybody, especially if you love a war story with an actual legitimate love story that actually matters, because the love story actually fucking plays a key part in the story.
Yes. And also, if you're just
it's not there for filler.
Yep. And also, if you're just a geopolitics nerd like us, there's nothing better than Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Oh yeah, no. Well, Macross. Macross does it really well too.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah. If you're looking
All hell the VF1s.
Space Tomcat.
And with that, we shall see you next week.
Ciao.
Oh, before we